This game is like no other. It's one of the best survival games I've ever played. On the surface, it looks like Minecraft. However, it couldn't be more different. Everything is so much more complex, more threatening, but so much more rewarding. The goal is to survive and hopefully make it to the next spring. Winter is incredibly dangerous and food is limited, so you have to prepare. This is the start of our journey. Welcome back! Last video we did a ton of stuff, including adding a ton of greenhouses. We went on a giant trip and managed to collect so many of the seeds. Apparently not all of them. We're still missing peanuts and pineapples. Apparently a couple trees. So there's a good chance that we might have to go back. We also started on making these ceramic hives. We're just waiting for these to get populated. Then we're gonna get a ton of these up into a greenhouse. And I'll never have to make a skep again until I do. But that's a later issue. Something I gotta share with you guys is things might look a little bit different. Please let me know what you think. A while ago, I tried out that shader mod, and I think that we all collectively wanted me to stop using it. It was cool, however, it was really bright on the inside and stuff like that. However, this is a different one. It looks so cinematic. It's awesome. It adds this cool shine to the ground, like here. It looks kind of shiny. Can you see it? That's because it's wet. It doesn't do that 24/7. I love that. But it makes everything look so incredibly good. The base doesn't look like it's glowing, so when we go inside, it still looks natural in here, but you can see parts of it get really dark, and I love that. It just looks so incredibly good. However, the coolest parts are outside. Look at this. The water, it looks so incredibly good. You got the sun back there. Everything just looks amazing. By the way, if I really didn't want this to be shiny, because I know that some people don't like that, there is an option to turn it off. So you don't need the shiny grass if you don't like it. And it's so incredibly configurable. I think I spent about an hour trying to get everything right, because man, is there a lot of options for us. I can't wait to show you guys it later. It looks extra special at nighttime and right before it goes to nighttime, which is what we're at right now. So while we're waiting on that, it even makes in here look so incredibly cool, and I'm just a really big fan of this. By the way, I needed to show you guys this. Well, first of all, the tree grew, and I didn't remove that in time. So yeah, I gotta place another one. But yeah, this is what it looks like with all the stuff grown. Look at the pigs. Did you guys have babies? Wasn't Jim pregnant? 1 pig, 2 pig. Yeah, 3 pigs. Let's go. I like how it barely looks like there's water here, but there is. I think that looks awesome. By the way, that is highly configurable as well. So if you didn't want it to be as see-through as this, you definitely can. But yeah, this is nighttime. I think it makes the place look so incredibly cool. The water died down a bit. It's no longer moving like crazy. I guess it was affected by the wind. I also downloaded a weather mod, which might have been affecting it for sure. But dude, I love this mod so much. So I'm gonna stick with it this video. And I don't want this video to be a mod showcase, but I had to show you guys it. Not like I could just put it on and then just never mention it, you know? But please let me know what you guys think. I really like it, but I'm very curious to see what your guys' opinion on it is. And it might affect if I use it in future videos. But anyway, we got some big plans for today. My goal is to finally get the smithy up and going. It's gonna require a lot of work, but I think we can do it. By the way, I love this path. I basically only exclusively use this path now. I don't have to open the doors, nothing. I just run through, and I'm a pretty big fan. But today, what I want to do is I want to add some big balconies up here. They're gonna have some big archways. It's gonna be lined with that right there, the little railing that we have going on. And it's gonna be on both sides. It's gonna come out about 10 or so blocks. Then we're gonna have statues that connect within. It looks like they're holding it up instead of pillars. And I would love some sort of smithy platform here. However, I also gotta think about, because, you know, it's gonna have health hammers. And all the mechanical stuff has to come down. So that might be a bit tricky. We'll figure that out. We gotta add some big buildings. It's gotta have like 4 windmills on top. Have all the gears and axles connect up in the middle. Maybe I can house a ton of them up here. I'm not entirely sure what I plan to do yet. Then we gotta connect it down there to our smithy. Yeah, it's a lot to do, guys, but I think it'll be so incredibly worth it once we get it up. So, that being said, I need to go get some resources. We're running low on plaster. By that I mean limestone. So that's the first thing that we're gonna go get. Then I'm also gonna have to quarry up some granite, but limestone first. Oh, you know, I could use some food. By the way, today, hopefully we can get into expanded foods. I messed around with it just for a tiny bit and saw some cool stuff. So when some of that food is done, oh god. So when some of our farm is done, we're gonna try out making some stuff. We're not gonna go too crazy with it, but we'll do a little bit. Oh yeah, remind me, we need to make a cellar. I doubt we'll have time for it today, but hey, it's gonna be on my mind, and maybe we'll do it. All right, that should be plenty of food, and I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while. We are taking out the elk today. I figured it's not that bad of a trip, and it's relatively flat, so why not? So I'll meet you guys over by the limestone. I'm sorry, I was gonna meet you guys over there, but look at this. The lake looks so good, especially look at the ice. It looks so shiny, especially when we go in the water. How could you not like this? Also, it's really cool that none of the water's moving. Well, it is, just very slowly. Unlike when I first showed you guys. That water was going crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys like this as much as I do. And over time, you'll barely notice it because I'll stop mentioning it. But every time I get a graphics mod or new graphics, something like that, I get a little bit too focused on it. So I apologize for that already. Now I'll meet you at the limestone. And we're here. The elk has such a big issue trying to get over even terrain that looks like this. I was fighting just trying to get it over this right here. Hey buddy, you tried your best and that's what matters. But we're ready. And I'm gonna get to work. Okay, welcome back. I just got an insane amount. It should last us a couple of days. Or at least I'm hoping. Somewhere over here is my elk. Hi, not Dave. I'll be taking you home now, buddy. And we're home. Let me get the elk put away. You go right in here, buddy. And I'll see you next year. Oh yeah, I need to feed you guys, huh? Okay, I suppose we can do that next. Maybe today we'll get milk. Wasn't one of them pregnant? I feel like one of them is. Well, we'll check it out in a minute. We shall grab some flax. Is pregnant, okay. Well, we'll feed you guys again. Maybe we'll get more. Let me feed the cows. Are any of you pregnant? Is pregnant. Yep, this one right here. Might as well feed you guys again. No. Leave me alone. Bad cow. Bad. This is why you don't get fed often. I still need a cage for these guys. Maybe one day. Okay, I gotta get to grinding all these. However, after I messed around with a ton of the automation and stuff for that automation video that I did, this simply will not do. It's too slow. Like, look at this. How am I supposed to work with that? So that being said, we're gonna work on a bunch of this real quick. The main thing I want to do right now is just get the quarrying going super quickly. However, I feel like we're gonna get this going pretty quickly as well. Saying the hard part is to just make it go quick. So give me a second, I'm gonna get some stuff together and we're gonna fix this all up. Okay, we're about ready. What I'm gonna do to start with is we're gonna rip up a ton of this. We have to redo it all. The health hammers can go for now. We're probably only going to stick with one, to be honest, but we'll see about that. This can stay. However, the stuff connecting it's got to go. All this can go. That gear and all the axles can go. And for now, the wall's got to go. Oh yeah, I should have brought more transmissions, huh? And clutches. Well, we'll get some more later. All right, for now, that should do. So up here, what I ended up doing is I placed another gear just like that. We got to get an axle here. Connected with a gear. Gear there, and now they're connected. Although now this one isn't connected, so we're gonna drop that down. Axle, gear, then I can get rid of this, and it's all connected. It's like a puzzle, I swear. Now I can't get down, so we're just gonna get rid of this and that. Our axles are coming down right here. It's already geared up, and we gotta move the lantern, bring the axles all the way down. Big gear goes here. It's already going pretty quick, but we're gonna add some more speed. So another small axle coming off of it with a gear. Yeah, look at that go. And it stopped. What happened? Oh, okay, there we go. Now we're just gonna use gears to make it all go down. There we go. It's connected to another big one, which needs another axle going into it with an axle going up. Can I get rid of this? I sure can. Then one last big gear right here. Oh yeah, that's going really fast. Now, I'm not sure what I did differently here. I thought I managed to do it all the same, but When I did it last time, it was definitely like 1 block over, which means I think I had this axle going down the middle. Which means I think I had that axle going down the middle, not on the side like this. But for now, we're just gonna live with it. But we're coming back later, and we're just gonna bring it over to the quern. Okay, I think it's all connected, except for this. So let's do it. And it stops. Come on, you can do it, game. It's gonna start up any second. Is it because of this? Oh, okay, it's going really quick. I hit it, and it's going. And it stopped. I believe I did everything correctly. Maybe I added too much speed. There isn't enough torque or something. Yeah, it's not picking back up. Okay, that being said, this was already going pretty quick. So we're just gonna get rid of this stuff for now. And perhaps we can just link it up with this. 1 gear there, 1 gear there. Does it work? Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I think with that extra gear that we had, it would have gone like 2x the speed, but we would have needed way more torque. On our new windmill system that we're going to be throwing up over there, hopefully today, I think you'll be able to maintain that speed. However, this is nothing to be ashamed of. But we did it. Let me put this away and let me get the limestone. Okay, I got all the limestone. Let's throw it into the box. There we go. And how quick is it going? Yeah, that is so incredibly quick. This is like 2 to 4 times quicker than it would have gone if I hadn't changed this, which is why it's really important to try and mess around with this and not just be content with regular speed, because before it was basically going this speed and now we're going this speed. That is so much quicker, and it makes this so much easier, and now I don't have to wait around. Okay, that's one resource done. And I got plenty more to fill that up once it's done. Now I gotta worry about getting some granite, which means we gotta go through the teleporter. But first, I need my tools. Okay, we got the plugs, and we should be ready. Let's go through the teleporter. And we're here. And I hear a death bell. Is there stuff below me? I can't see. I need to go find a new place to quarry, I swear. Not only that, but we're running out of space up here. At least places that are stable. Oh yeah, I can hear a bunch of dudes up here. There's one. Torch. Yeah, see, we can't even see down here. That has nothing to do with the mod. Oh, God. Yeah, actually, we're gonna go find a new place. I don't like this. See, over here, we can kind of see. But it's also super foggy. Jeez, we've quarried so much. And over here is bauxite, which that's an issue. Surely there's more granite around here. See, that's conglomerate, which is why I'm not doing it up by the surface. Causes a bit of an issue. Oh man, it looks cool up here. All we gotta do is find a little bit of granite that's exposed. That should be easy. Can I see any on the map? I feel like that is right there. So that should be over there on the other side of that mountain. Small journey isn't that big of a deal. Oh, look at this. How could you not like this? It's magical. I swear I would take this mod just for the water itself, but that's just me. Ooh, a moose. Don't mind if I do. What are you doing, buddy? I feel like I saw another one. Oh, it's a baby moose. Why did I shoot you? I'm so sorry. It was a reaction. Normally, I'd let you go. But hey, bones. I do need bones. Not only for the soil and farming and stuff, but expanded foods. You can make like gelatin and bone broths, stuff like that, which I'm very interested in doing. Supposedly, I'll be able to make food that can also heal us, which would be kind of neat. And it will only be an added bonus. So it's not like we're just doing it for the heals. It'll be pretty good food on its own, on top of being able to heal us, which will be kind of cool. So I'm very interested into looking into all that. Ooh, this is a really cool place. I think I've passed it a couple of times. I just wasn't able to see. I'm 90% sure that I fought a polar bear like right here, and it was during a blizzard. Oh yeah, wasn't I looking for fire clay when I was up here last time? I do believe that to be true. I do believe the granite's like right there in front of us. Let's hope it's actually granite. Watch it be limestone. The one time we don't need it. By the way, look at the clouds. That's that weather mod I was talking about. It does stuff like that. Oh man, that looks cool. And I don't know too much about the weather mod, but apparently it adds a ton of weather effects, stuff like that. And not gonna lie, I read one word and was immediately on board. It said hurricane, and I immediately knew that I had to try it. Also, I think there's like severe lightning storms, stuff like that. It adds a little bit of danger to the game, and I'm all for it. Okay, should be right in front of us. Nice little ruin right here. What do we have here? Any vessels? No, I'm still looking for pineapples, okay? I very much would like to find some. That and peanuts. That's not granite. No! Wait, that is. Right? That's like a slightly deeper gray to my right-ish. But apparently there's purple heart trees. I have no idea what they look like. And maybe I walked past them, but I have no idea what they look like. Granite. Okay, I found some, and here's the actual stone. Yeah, we could use this as our base of operations. That is quartz. Just gonna light this up. Oh, don't mind if I do. I'll be taking that. Does that mean there's something else that's cool down here? Tons of quartz, that's for sure. Nope, that's a dead end. All right, well, I think this will be a great place. We're just gonna have to go a little bit farther down. That way we don't hit the quartz. And I seem to be stable, and I can see. So, give me a bit. I'm gonna do some quarrying. And I'm back. We quarried up a ton of granite, and that should be plenty. And I can hear a cow from down here. Oh god, why is it attacking? Why are you mad? Get out of here. Jeez, that was not cool. That was the last thing I was expecting right there, but hey, I'll take it. Thank you very much, cow. Did you bring any friends? I think we're good. So let's get out of here. Alright, so we need to go back to the base. I think we should be good on resources. I'm probably wrong, but that's what I'm telling myself. However, when we get back, I am going to start up some more charcoal. That way we can get more steel. I think that sounds pretty important to me. Oh, God. How dare you? Oh, two of them. Come on. Hit him. Oh, please, hit him. Why is my dude taking so long to pull? I still hear another one. I wasted so many arrows. I'll be taking all this, thank you. Grab all my arrows. And let's get out of here before he comes back. And we're back. I'm gonna go put all this away. Then I'm gonna get some charcoal going. And we're back. I just got done filling that up. In a day or so, we'll have a bunch of charcoal. Then we can get some steel going. That seems kind of important. By the way, please do remember we're waiting on these. And some of them are actually already filled. But we're going to give it a bit more time. But soon we'll be able to do the bees again. I'm pretty excited to get that going. Oh yeah, I should probably check on the animals, huh? Any babies? Well, I don't see any immediately. I know 2 of you were pregnant. No baby cows. No baby pigs. But hopefully soon. Oh yeah, real quick. How's the crops going? Also, I should probably get the berries. The crops, not so good. Still got plenty of time. Real quick, I'm gonna force myself. We're gonna pick up all the berries. The very least, we can turn it into rot. However, there is expanded food stuff that we can do with it. So potentially we could do something with that. But first, let's just pick it up. And there we go. That is plenty. And at the very least, it'll be good rot, which isn't such a bad thing. Ooh, yeah, these are gonna be done soon. That'll be cool. Now, one of the things I do want to try to make is gelatin, which I don't really see anything here. See, I think we need to start with pre-gelatin. We're going to need some sort of cauldron, and it's bone broth with bones. How do I make bone broth? Water and bones. That gets turned into gelatin. Then we use that with juice. I can also make syrup, apparently. Oh, I guess we can cook the juice. Interesting. Ooh, and we can, like, cover bread and stuff. But this is what we're going for. We just want the gelatin. And it seems like we do need to start juicing again. However, it's not like juice lasts that long. It lasts about 7 days. How long does gelatin last? Fresh for 30 days. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad. Not too good either. Well, I'll tell you what. Just this time, I'm gonna do some juicing again. See if this is all worth it. We might as well. Okay, I got some extra barrels. I hate how I can't see what's in them anymore. I think the shader mod does do that. That is definitely a downside of it, but I'll learn to live with that. We're gonna get some more barrels down. This is why we're gonna need a bigger cellar. Then I can pick these up and put them in the rack, I think. Oh yeah, isn't there big barrels? And it makes the liquid last a lot longer. 60% longer. But it cures slower. That's not that big of a deal. Anyway, we can try this one out. Makes it stay fresh for 50% longer as well. With the added bonus that we can just have it on the wall right here. And it won't come out so much and take up half the room. Okay, real quick. I'm also out of storage. That's not good. Okay, well, we're gonna juice this real quick. That'll hopefully clear up some space. Then I'm gonna try the wall mounted stuff. I think with carry on, I can just pick them up and then place them in the rack. And if not, we'll just keep them on the floor. So I'm gonna get to work. I gotta sit here and do some juicing. So see you in a minute. Okay, so I think I'm done here. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 barrels, plus 20. I do still have some left over. However, definitely not enough to finish these. And I have a ton of pucks. I believe I can cook these. Obviously, I can feed them, but look at this. Ingredients, dehydrated cranberries. Requires 72 hours of open dry storage. I think I should be able to cook it to speed that up. Well, I just happen to have some firewood and a bunch of them. So real quick, let's just try to cook it, see if I can get anything. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah, nothing. Okay, well, it says if I put it in a dry storage, it might work. So we're just gonna throw that in. Oh, do I just do that in my hotbar? Hold on, hold on. Put it there. Yeah, look at that. That's how we do it. So let's just make a whole bunch of these. There's probably something that we can do with those. So we just leave in some storage and they'll dehydrate. And with that, oh yeah, we can turn into yeast, which is actually something that we need. Hey, look at this. Meaty trail mix. Good for the road. Fresh for 1.1 years. Oh man, yeah, it requires a ton of stuff. Alright, so we just need to dry all that, which will bring it back to the base, because that's where we're going to be doing all of our cooking. And once that's done, we can turn it into yeast, which is actually something that we need. So I guess that works out pretty perfectly. I'm going to get this going real quick, and I'm going to cook the rest of my berries. It should speed the process up, and it'll dry it out, which I can do on the stone bake ovens. That makes it super convenient, and it makes this go by so quickly. Then I probably need to get a cauldron going. I wonder if there's a difference between cauldrons. Well, either way, we need to make some bone broth, then turn it into gelatin in one of these. So I'm gonna get to cooking these, just dry them out. Then I'm gonna go make a cauldron. Oh, it's already done. Nice. Well, I got plenty more, but one batch is done. Easy as can be. But yeah, I'm gonna get to this. I'll meet you guys back when we're ready to make some bone broth. So see you in a minute. So welcome back. I have made myself a cauldron, which I figured I'd mention that I had to make a mold for it. Then you can pour your copper right into it. It's just an extra step. I also made 2 saucepans. I don't think we're gonna need it because of this, but I figured while I was doing some clay forming, I would just get them just in case. And I do believe we need one of these for a mixing bowl anyway, which is definitely something that we need. So good thing I made 2. But anyway, I'm just gonna let this cool. Then we're gonna try to make some food. Okay, it's cooled down. So let's pick it up. And that's what it looks like. That thing is massive. But it should be able to go onto a fire pit. Yep, and there it is. That's to make some large portions. We can use a saucepan instead. And now we can make small portions. Okay, let's pick up all the berries. Then we're gonna go see what we can do. Wait, I need to make broth. Okay, hold on. We're gonna put the berries back. You know what? We can do most of our cooking here. However, we do need a barrel. So I'll be taking some of these. 4 should be fine. We'll just use this room. Do I even have a bucket here still? I do. Okay, sick. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is mix a bunch of bones with water. So it's 1 to 1. So let me get that filled up real quick. Then let me go get my bones. Oh man, look at this rain. I definitely think this is the weather mod right now. And look at the water combined with it. Look at that. It's like almost pushing up over the side. That is kind of neat. Oh yeah, how's the animals doing? Babies? I see none. Babies? None. Okay. Surely soon. Anyway, let me go get my bones. Why is there a random bone right here? That is so weird. I don't know when I did that. However, we need more than 1. So let's go get some. I also really need to fix this up. And then do the same thing on the other side. This is just open right here, which isn't ideal. However, I kind of like it. This could be an access point to the roof. There we go. So we could potentially use that. I don't know how I did it. There we go. Yeah, that is much nicer than having some sort of staircase up. But yeah, we gotta do something with that. Okay, we have plenty of bones. We'll just grab a stack. I think that should make the bone broth and yeast that we require. Why does that look so bendy? Look at that. Do you see that? When we zoom in, it doesn't do it, but right now it does. It's all crooked and warped when we get closer. Now it's still doing that. See that? That is weird. Well, I guess we just live with that. And let's go back to that house. You know what? From now on, I'm just going to call that house right there the windmill. That makes it a lot easier to me because we have multiple bases here. And I still need a solid name on that. And this should be called the windmill from now on. Okay. Here's the water. Oh yeah, isn't this going to take like days? It just might. Was that not how we did it? Do we got to cook it? I think we cook it, don't we? Oh yeah, we do it in the cauldron. That's why we made the cauldron. It all makes so much sense. Okay, well, we can do it right here, which it does look very odd in there. But hey, if it works, it works. So I did just put 10 liters in there. I wonder how much more I can put in there. Okay, we're up to 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, 50 was the max size allowed. However, I could probably add like 50 here and then keep going. But I was going to do 50 with the barrel anyway. So that's what we're going to do. Yep, there's the bone broth. Let's get that lit. And we're just going to add a bunch more wood to it. I wish I could use this on my stone bake oven mod. I get why I can't do it, but it'd be so neat if I could. And hopefully this doesn't take too long. However, if it does, it's not the biggest deal because I assumed it was going to go into a barrel and take like 5 days anyway. Now I guess when that's done, we just simmer up some bones with that bone broth and it should make some pre-gelatin. Then we use the pre-gelatin and some water with some bones and we'll be able to get some raw gelatin. Wait, so that gives health too and doesn't require the berries. Blueberry gelatin requires raw gelatin and the juice and water. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So that works for me. But yeah, this is gonna take a bit. I'll be right back when it's done. Okay, it seems to be done. Got 25 liters of bone broth. However, it's just in the pot. I figured it would still be up here. How do I get it out? I guess I can use a bucket. That would be my assumption. Bucket? Yeah, okay, that worked. So let's grab a barrel. We're just going to put it in here for now. There we go. It's emptied. Pick that back up. Put that in. Then we got to put it into the cauldron again, which I really wish it was still up there. That would have made it so much easier. I don't know why that isn't the case, but let's put it all back in. There we go. Then I need 25 bones, which I do have on me. There we go. Making 25 pre-gelatin. Let's give that some time. There we go. 6.25 liters of pre-gelatin. We gotta extract it with a bucket. But there we go. Let's get this back on the fire. Then we gotta put that back in. And there we go. 0.6 liters. That should get me 6 raw gelatin. Although we could do more. Think about it. We should need 5? Yes. We shall get a stack in there. And let's get it lit. And very soon we'll have 50 raw gelatin. So let's give that a minute. There we go. And it actually went into here this time, which is nice. So now we got that. I think we need like 5 liters of juice. I can put the juice into there. And we're gonna need like 50 liters of water again. So let me get it filled up. And there we go. That'll make 50 cranberry gelatin. This took so much effort. I don't think we're gonna be making this that often, I'm not gonna lie. However, it was cool to do it. And to be honest, this is like a healing food. So that being said, it would be wonderful if we took this out to like a boss, which honestly I have been thinking of. I want to go and try the archives again with all the new gear, stuff like that. And it would be cool to bring some of this along. But would I even turn this into pies? Because I could just eat the raw gelatin. Wait, does that not spoil? I think it spoils. Yeah, fresh for 30 days. Did that say that here? I guess not. But if it doesn't fully fill me up and it still gives me 3 HP each, then I could eat a whole bunch of them and I think would be great for healing. But either way, I kind of went out of my way for this. We're definitely going to be trying some other stuff and hopefully it doesn't take this much effort. I feel like I've been working on this for like an hour. And of course we could have gone a ton more if I had the resources. Well, I do, but I don't want to spend all those bones. But if we had all the bones and we had all these going, plus I probably could have made more in here, maybe. However, since it's going to spoil, it's not like we want to make an insane amount of them, so this was probably the right amount. However, the stuff like sausages, this is what I want to really try out. It does require a mixing bowl. You just put fat in nuggets, and I guess you get the nuggets by cutting it up in your inventory. And I guess you get this, and you just bake it. However, I thought you could dry it. You can put it on hooks in your basement, but maybe that's just for the cooked ones. Wait, no, dried. Here it is, and I guess that will last a ton longer, and that's something I definitely want to try out. Yeah, dang, this takes so long. I just filled this up before we got this started. It's gonna take like an entire stack of wood just for this. But hey, at least it's kind of cool. Something I do really want to try out is these fruit bars. They do last quite a long time, and I think we should have most of the stuff. Like the dried berries, then you saw sunflower grain. That's yogurt. Huh. We're gonna have to make yogurt, aren't we? Alright, how do you make yogurt? Syrup and yogurt portions. We need to do some fermenting. Oh god, this is so complicated. We'll get to that later. We're gonna try to make like one new thing every video, and we're just gonna start with this. I still got plenty more building to do today. We actually got an insane amount of building to do today. Remember the smithy. That alone is gonna take a ton of time. Then we need the windmills on top of the building. So I gotta portion out our time correctly. That way we can get some of that done. It'd be cool if I could get all of it done. And that's what I'm going to be shooting for. However, I'm not going to be surprised if we only get some of it done. We shall see. But anyway, I'm going to sit here for like another 20 minutes and wait for this to finish. So see you then. And there we go. 50 whole gelatin. It'll be good for 61 days in my inventory. But how about down here? I can put them in here with these. Well, that's 1.1 years in a chest. And in here, 1.1 years. So that should give us plenty of time to get some yeast water portions. And we got to make that in a barrel. By the way, I had so much time that I started doing this. And you can't just pick one of these up and then place it into here. Hold on, I'll show you. See, we got it. We can't just place it in. You got to place an empty barrel. Then you take a bucket and then you pour it in. These are getting turned into wine right here, because we have so much of it. And we'll be filling this wall up with wine. And maybe we'll start doing that with juice. But it doesn't have a long expiration date, so I don't see a reason. But let's start up the yeast. We should be able to make a couple of these. So we're going to try doing that. Hopefully it can last us a while in the basement. And I believe this takes about 5 days. Not entirely sure. But that's filled up with water. I need our fruit. Okay. So I believe it's 50 to 50. So that should do it. No. Okay, it's 1 to 6. Okay, we gotta pour some of this out again. I always do this, I swear. So we put 60 into there. And in 4 days, it'll turn into 10 liters. Let's empty out this bucket. And add 60 to that. Unfortunately, I don't have enough for the third bucket. So now we just gotta wait 4 days. Then I can finally make my pies. The reason why we're doing this is that we're gonna make some special bread with the yeast. And that'll give me like 6 HP just from the pie crust alone. And we're gonna fill it with the gelatin. And because of that, we'll be able to get like 7.5 HP per slice. Which I think is gonna be pretty awesome for just a pie. But later on, we'll come back to this. I think we finally need to start doing some building. Let me do one last check. Is there any baby animals? No and no. Let's see. Yeah, we got multiple pregnant ones. I wish there was a timer. Hopefully I get lucky and I just come back in time. How's the bees doing? Oh, I think they're all done. We might come back to this later today, but I really need to start building. We got a lot to do and not a lot of time. So I've already explained it, but let me just give you a short summary of what we're gonna do. We're just adding balconies here. Statues that hold up the balconies, then some sort of platform here that holds all of our health hammers. And that's all I'm gonna do for right now, because when we come back we're gonna finish up the pies. Then depending on how much time we have left, we're gonna start throwing up some windmills. So I'm gonna get to it. Wish me luck. Hey, so welcome back. Yeah, so I messed up. I got a ton done here, and my spectator cam decided that it wasn't gonna record it. It thought that a black screen was way more entertaining. So I got multiple hours of that, which means I had to cut it pretty short. However, we still have the progress, and I think it came out pretty nice. I also added this platform. I don't know if we're gonna keep it, but this is the exact middle of this room. You can see right there. I hope all of our axles are gonna come through that hole right there, and then somehow link up with the health hammers. And I hope this is a big enough platform for the health hammers, and we shall see. But yeah, this is all I did. I basically took the blocks that are up there and just copy pasted them to here. I was gonna do a statue, and I tried to make one on a different world, and I wasn't too happy with it. So I figured this is what we would do. And if I get the inspiration, I might replace this middle pillar right here with a big statue, or I might just leave it. Not entirely sure. By the way, it's kind of weird. I can hear the wind. Like, it's crazily loud right here. But if I go right here, it's muted. Very odd. Something else I want to do is I want to connect these with its own little bridge. But I think I'm going to drop it down, so we'll have a proper way of going into the bedroom. I removed the ladder that goes up there, so we can't just walk over anymore. We still got ladders that go up though. but to this balcony area, which I hope I can find something to do with it. I was planning on having this be like a wall, and then having this as one giant room that we could use for a ton of barrels and stuff. However, last minute, I decided to change my mind. I thought that this would look cooler, which I do think is the case, but now we have a lot less room to work with. Now if we want to get into my bedroom, I gotta hop down. Hey, it's still usable. But imagine if that was a little bridge that came down. I could probably make it work too. Like have it dip down. And this right here, I'm also considering raising, then extending it out a ton to like over here. And have that as like a little roof for this as well. But yeah, it would definitely need to be raised just a tiny bit. Potentially, I could raise it to that, then have it go all the way down. That is an option. And if I do that, I can probably keep this and just add an extra roof that goes above it and all the way down over here. So maybe we'll do that. But yeah, here it is. This is the start of our smithy. Oh yeah, one more thing. Most of the blocks here are just copy and pasted from our chest room. And these are just copy pasted from our pathway in the front. And obviously the same railings. And I just had to do a few adjustments to some of them and add some nice stairs. So yeah, it's not like I spent a lot of time on this. I'd be happy to remove it. I noticed that we can make our own forge. See, there's a decorative forge. So potentially we could chisel out our own. And I could keep it in this style, which I think we might end up doing if we keep this. But yeah, this is what I wanted to get done. The room is finally semi-usable. No longer one big square. I really like that we did this right here. It makes the room look so much more open and not just one big wall here and there. We no longer have the way in and out over here, so that's a bit unfortunate. But we can just go around and use this again. I think we should be ready to finish up the pies. And also I need to check on the animals. Any babies? I don't see any immediately. How about now? We got one! Okay, I need a bucket. Quickly, before he grows up. I should just have to walk up to the mom, right click her with a bucket, and we should get milk. Right click. I think I got milk. No? Am I doing it? Currently too stressed to be milkable. Dang. Alright, we'll come back. Wait, it did say a timer. 16 days. Okay, we got a lot of chances to get this. How about you? You're pregnant? No babies? Oh, dang. Alright, well, I'm gonna try to remember that she's pregnant, and we're gonna keep coming back here and there and see if we can get some. Okay, let's check the yeast. Oh yeah, it's only fresh for 4 days. Let's put it in the basement. There's one. Okay, 14 days. That's better. And there's two. We gotta turn that into wild yeast starter. We use this with some flour and salt. Luckily, we have all that. We're just gonna keep this here because I don't want it to spoil. So let me get the other ingredients ready. Also, we need to make a mixing bowl. There we go. I can probably just put that here. Yeah, there we go. And it looks pretty cool there anyway. So I just need the salt. The rest of the stuff is in there. All right, so welcome back to Nil's kitchen. I have all the stuff required. Ideally, it should be quite simple. I can only do 3 liters in here at once. So was it 3 salt? 3 powder? Yeah, there we go. Now we should be able to just hold right click. We should get yeast starter. Yep, we sure do. There's 3 liters, but let's keep making more. How long does that last? 4 days. That might be an issue, but I'm gonna try to forget about it for now. We're gonna make a whole bunch. We're just gonna do 1 bucket's worth. We'll do 10 liters, leave the rest behind. And maybe we can use it as soon as we harvest the sunflowers. But that still has a bit to go. All right, last batch. Let's get it made. There we go. That is 10 whole liters. So now we can make some dough with the starter, and it should be special dough. We got 1. It doesn't say anything about it, but I believe in my heart that it should be giving us HP. We got 6. So we're gonna go ahead. We're just gonna make a pie real quick. Drop that down. Yep. Plus 3 HP. Now where did I put the gelatin? Okay, there we go. We'll just grab it all real quick. Throw it into the pie. Top it off with more of the bread. And now that pie will give us 30 HP. That is wild. All right, so give me a bit. I'm gonna make enough for a couple of pies, then we'll go and cook it. All right, that's the last of it. We got 6 whole pies out of all that. I'll just throw the rest downstairs. And let's head to the base and get those cooked. Oh man, I just tried to go through this path, but I forgot. Our path has been blocked. We gotta go around. Such a sad day. So let's get this filled up and lit. Then we can throw these on the ovens. And soon we'll have some overpowered pies. And some of them are done. Let's pick them up. There we go. Might as well get the other 2 cooking. And the rest of the bread. And in the meantime, we're just going to cut one of these up. They give 7.5 HP plus 800 saturation. By the way, it is summer. So when we throw it onto here, it actually spoils pretty quickly. However, We can throw it into here and it'll last 26 days. Now I want to take some extra damage real quick. I want to see it heal me. There's a little bit. Let's go for another. And we're gonna do one more. Oh, why didn't I take damage that time? Okay, we'll do it again. Here we go. Okay, we're at half health, so this will be a good test. Let's eat one up. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't too bad. Not like it was amazing. But hey, that's just from food. Oh, crap. Yeah, let's pick these up. Honestly, I should probably just burn them. You know what? Good idea, me. I see that these are already charred. Let's throw them down. Now, my question is, how long do these last? 35 days? In here, though? 55. That's better than nothing. Like I said, we're not going to be counting on this as like a main food. We might make these if we go to bosses. But other than that, we were just doing this for fun, as it would be crazy if we relied on this. However, that being said, we could do the bread. Just the regular breads could be fine. That require a tiny bit of yeast. Oh, do they not give health? Interesting. Oh, no, they do. They give a tiny bit of health. Not too bad at all. And seems kind of reasonable. So we might end up doing that. Okay. Time to retire my chef hat. Welcome back. In the last video, we got a lot done in here. We did some advanced cooking. I didn't mean to fall. But yeah, we did some cooking in here. I'm still surprised that these are fresh. They're still my go-to, you know? Until we find something better. But yeah, this was the main thing that we did. And today the plan is to connect our power up to it. However, we gotta get power. But we gotta go check on our animals. But real quick, I do gotta mention something. On the bottom left, you should be able to see what date and time it is. I really didn't like that one that goes on the top of the screen. It's just too in your face. However, this one is pretty out of the way, and I don't mind it as much. Hey, how's it going? I'm here for your milk. It's that one right there. I'm trying to not spook her. Can be milked. I just gotta get up to her, but this one's in the way. Dude, get out of here. Can I milk you from here? I think I'm milking her. Currently too stressed. You gotta be kidding me. I hate you so much right now. Okay, let's try a pig. We're gonna go around this side. Don't mind me, pigs. Okay, well, we can go in this way. Check on this cow. It's still running. Dude, I really hope that baby turns into a female. We need some higher generation cows in here. Okay, I'm going in. Let's do it. Can be milked. Will become aggressive. I'm trying it. Yeah, currently too stressed. Okay, let's leave. Oh, she's trying to attack. Let me milk you. I just want cheese. So rude. Well, see, that is something that we're gonna have to keep coming back for. I guess we should try like once a day. That seems like a reasonable amount to me. I really have no idea. And we are going to be doing a ton of building today. However, these are done and we are trying to buy some time to get some milk. So what better time could there be to start some of these? Did we have one filled up already? We did. So the plan here is to get one of these filled up. It should be easy enough. How's the berries doing? Pretty good. This is our cattails already done. Yeah, I can tell that this one will be very useful one day. But I can't wait to check this out during the winter and see if it works. This stuff is going pretty good. However, we're having heat issues. And this right here is because it's not a greenhouse. So it gets like junk in all the water. It's another downside to using these little troughs or irrigation. You can just right click it off. However, we do get rot and sometimes some other stuff from it. So it's not like the worst thing. See, just from that alone, we got 1 grass, 8 rot, and 5 sticks. Honestly, if you were starting out, ooh, and mushrooms. If you were starting out and you really cared about the sticks, that could be kind of huge for you. But for me, I really couldn't care less about them. Oh yeah, how's the trees? We're gonna go check on the trees in a second. I doubt they're done. I see the bamboo. That bamboo's done. I forgot what this one's called. So some of them are clearly done. Kapok. Very cool. And the bamboo is starting to finish. I wonder if that's just permanently growing. Like if I destroyed one of these, will it grow back? Well, let's give it a try. I think it destroyed the leaves, but not the actual bamboo. Not too bad. Did I get a seed? No. But hey, that's still pretty cool. Yeah, some olive trees definitely died. You guys did warn me about that. It seems like they all died. Wait, here's one. Nice. And another one. That's cypress. Very cool to see. More kapok. This is the one that we're waiting on. However, it's gonna take a while. Okay, back to this. We are gonna need a ton of flowers. So we're gonna wait until daytime and then go get some. However, since we're waiting, I have a little bit of time and I'm just gonna go check what we have. Oh, look at the fruit. Fresh fruit, about 27 days. Dude, I swear some of these said they were like 2.9 days and just never had any. Like these ones. Yeah, see? Empty. They said 2.9 days, and I swear they said that for like a week and then just never had any. Or I might have missed it, I don't know. It's bothersome. I really wanted the fruit. Okay, let's go see what flowers we have, because I do believe we have plenty and possibly enough. Ah, see, I went through there again. I'm gonna keep doing this. It's not a pathway anymore. Okay, let's go around. Okay, 64. Oh yeah, look at all those. And so many more in here. I knew I had a ton. Okay, yeah, we're not going to go get some more. We got plenty. So just because this is a cramped area and we're not going to have a lot of flowers here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the double layered flowers, and I'm just going to rip up the floor. We're going to be ripping up this layer as well. And we're going to place some flowers on this level, then add this grass back and flowers on this level. That way we'll be getting twice as many flowers in here. So just give me a minute. I'm going to rip all this up. And welcome back. So as you can see, we're all done here and we have a ton of flowers. This should be able to hold over quite a bit of those hives. We're definitely gonna need more of these greenhouses, because realistically, I'd say this side alone could hold like 8. That one probably another 8. Then like 4 in here, which is pretty good, but we need a lot more. But hey, we'll deal with that later. It's not like we have that many pots ready anyway. I have no idea how much I had. Oh yeah, we need some sort of fence. Ooh, look at these. Some of them are done. We're just gonna give it a bit so I can harvest them all at once. A lot of those are done. These still got a way to go. The turnips seem like they're done. Let me go check the other ones. Carrots are not done. The rice isn't done. The amaranth still has a while. Parsnips got a while. These carrots seem to be done. Didn't I plant these the same exact time as those? I feel like I planted those first. These parsnips are not done. And the rye isn't. Yeah, I'm super curious about these carrots now. Well, either way, I should harvest these. I see some of them had heat damage. I think it was like one right here. Yeah, see this one right here. And I don't want that to happen to the rest. So let me get my scythe. Not there. We do got this one. The copper scythe should do for now. We'll get some of this collected. Then we can throw up the bees. All the turnips are done, right? Yep. So let's grab these. And there we go. And we'll come back to the rest of that later. We're going to be using that maybe today. I did say I want to try to make one new food every single day, as long as we still have more food to work with. Dang, I need some more storage. Very soon we're going to be working on a new cellar, so definitely expect that. But there we go. Let me empty out my inventory. Then we're going to start throwing all the bees up. So we need to get some beehives up in here. I'm thinking this is 2, so right here, 3. That should be, that was 1 off. Hold on, right here. Get rid of that one. Place the flower back. We'll do the same over here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Place. Then on this block, we want to come out a couple. Right there and there. Yeah, that seems evenly placed. Then we want to come out and do the same thing on this side. So 2 away from that wall. And we can just follow these along. There's 1 done. We just got to put the hives on top. But let's do the same thing for in here. And there we go. Now let's get the beehives. Finally get this up and going. We're probably gonna have to do some more pottery, but we'll do that in a bit. Oh yeah, we need to get some steel going. We'll have to do that very soon. And I do have charcoal in there. But first, let's clear that bag spot. Can just pick this up. How do I pick it up again? Do I just break it? It has a hive in it. Does it still have a hive? I don't know. I'm at a colony, by the way. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's place. Okay, it still has a population. Awesome. Now I'm gonna spend a bit and I'm gonna bring all these over one by one. Oh god. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit, so I'll be back in a second. And here we go. I placed them all here. Eventually this one should spread to all these. I hope it spreads to these. Oh yeah, we're just gonna fill them up with hives. I forgot about that. Well, that solves that issue. I didn't have enough of these pots on top to put on each of them, and I certainly didn't have enough to fill up all these. So we need another 5 of these, then 8 of the pots for this room, and another pot. So 9 pots, 5 hives. But I'm starving, so we need to go eat. Don't mind me. Just casually starving while we make some bread. Not that big of a deal. We'll survive, most likely. We're just gonna get a whole bunch ready. That'll do. I need some firewood. It's on the other side. We got plenty of wood. That'll do. Get it chopped. Then we go to the other side. Oh, we still have bread here. Okay, perfect. I'm no longer panicking. I know I seemed like I was super calm there and everything, but I wasn't. Okay, get this filled up. Light. And I guess until tomorrow morning, I'm just gonna sit here and make a ton of bread. I could go make some pies. However, I feel like we're gonna need all those carrots and stuff or other stuff later. So I'm gonna leave it alone for now and just make a ton of bread. Oh yeah, also while I'm doing this, I'm gonna do a little bit of pottery. That way we can get some more hives and stuff going in the pots. But anyway, I'll be right back. That's the last pot that I needed. I've done a ton of cooking here. And by the way, I noticed that I still had the pies and some bread in here, but I made a ton more. Plenty of burnt ones. That should last quite a while. Then plenty of not burnt ones. By the way, this is what I was talking about. You notice how this stack is 32, this one is 48? What a weird difference. Not like it matters though. Anyway, I have a bunch of pots here and a bunch of hives. So I just need to grab some more firewood. There we go. I'll grab 2 stacks just in case. Then we need to go fire it all up. And it should be enough to finish our greenhouse. And it'll be infinite honey. Never have to spend cattails on it again. Then we're gonna have to ramp up production by like 5. I wonder if there's anything else that we can do with honey with this mod. And real quick, we're gonna go see if I can milk the cow. Let's crouch. Hello? Where are you? She's over there. Come here, come here. Milk, milk. Currently too stressed. Did I get any? No. Is there any baby pigs? Oh, there is. Which one of you gives milk? Which one? This one? Did I get milk? Did I do it? No. Dang, this is so difficult. Okay, real quick, we're gonna place that so we can hop on to this. Close that. Which one of you? I bet you it's one of these. Ah, they can still hit me. Okay. It's fine. Hold on, we're just gonna throw one right there. Is that one pregnant? Okay, you're actually pregnant. Come on, it's you. It's you. It's you. Come on. Somebody's gotta give me milk. So, please. Please. It's you. No, no, you're ready to mate. Which one of you gave me it? Okay, let's get out of there. No, 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 no. The stupid lamp. Let me out. Oh, that was awful. Yeah, this is gonna be much more difficult than I thought. We're gonna get them to be higher level generations, then they'll stop doing this. So as soon as all the babies are grown, we're gonna start another culling. Okay, so let's get these smelting. Every single last one. Oh, it all fit in there. None more left. So let's close that. We'll get some firewood, and let's get this all filled up. There we go. Light. And in about a day, we'll be able to finish our bee farm. So we're gonna come back to this. And honestly, I think we're gonna leave the cows be for now, because I want to do some building, and that's gonna take a while. And I'm not gonna break up the time lapse to keep trying to milk these guys. So by the time we're done, we might not be able to milk them anymore. But I'm fine with that, because that was a pain. And we'll just try again when it's easier, when they're higher level generations. So we're gonna wait for them to grow up and then cull the older ones. That sounds like a plan to me. Potentially, I don't even have to get rid of them fully, and I could just cage them up, move them elsewhere. I don't know why I would do that, but I could. It's an option. But either way, the plan here is we're gonna do some building. The plan is 4 windmills, 1 on each side. I want like a little area right here, like a courtyard or something. And honestly, the windmill might be like one big building that surrounds this entire thing. But I also want to get some corners here. I might make this block right here go up like 3 blocks or so. And I want to make it look castle-y, if that makes sense. That's a horrible way of explaining it. But I want like a little tower that goes on the side here. But it's not an actual tower. Like it's not going to have a roof, nothing. It's just going to be a little stone structure that stands up a little bit more than the sides. I weirdly haven't done anything like that yet in this world, but I do that a lot in other games. But yeah, the plan is to make this look a little bit more like a castle, then have a really big building that wraps around here with the 4 windmills on it, and a courtyard here in the middle with all of our electrical stuff that eventually goes down. However, I do think there's an issue here, because if I have it go all the way down right here, that's where the anvil is. However, I could just have like a large gear hovering above it all, and then it splits down into each of the helve hammers, which that sounds like a better plan. What I would love to do is somehow get all of our power under this platform right there, and then have it come up into our helve hammers, but I don't know how I would even think about doing that. So for now, we're just gonna have it go down in the middle. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work. Hopefully we can finally get our automation up here. And that'll be one of the last things that we gotta do to fully move into here, other than a cellar, which we desperately need. But that's a later issue. Let's get to building. So welcome back. Look at it. I am so happy with how it's turning out. It's finally looking like a full-blown castle up there. And I definitely have some stuff to share with you. Also an apology for up there. I was planning on doing some cool montage, but it was raining for like an entire week. And it wasn't normal rain. It was like that advanced rain because I have that weather mod. And only recently had it started to clear up. By the way, it's already August 2nd. Time flew by, but look at that. The base looks so cool from over here, and it still has so much to go. I did do some extra stuff. You can see some of the chiseling from back here, and we're gonna head there now. I just really wanted to show you guys what it looked like from here. It has changed so much today alone, and I told you guys way back before we even got steel that this was supposed to be a castle, and I wasn't lying. It never left my mind, and I think we finally got there. But when we come up here, this is the main entrance. I think it looks pretty cool from up here. Still needs a ton of work, so expect it. And it seems like some sides aren't done. Yeah, I missed some stuff here and there. The inside is obviously completely empty. I'll talk to you guys about what I want to do with that in a second. But I did need to show you guys this. I was just working on this, and I'm a little bit unsure about it. However, I think it looks pretty cool. Mind you, this is what they were before, and this is what it is now. Plus the wall is texture. And I really do like how we have this wall that we can run around. We can even get up there. We'll have to make an official pathway up eventually. But for now, this will do. And it would be cool if I could get into these. However, they're going to be full. But if we want, we can sit up here and look at our entire base. We're so high up. And I swear this space right here is yearning for another tower in the middle. However, there's going to be windmills on these. And I don't want them to collide with anything. So that's the issue. And that's why they're so spaced out. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that this isn't what I was saying I was going to do. I had a different plan entirely. And it had like a middle courtyard. But when I took a step back with these extra little walls I added on the outside, it just seemed so obvious that we needed to continue with the castle look. So this is what we have. I think I've decided that I want to put my health hammers up here. I'm not going to be using this platform. However, I think I'm going to keep it, and it can just be like a ladder on up, at least until we have a proper staircase that goes up, which is in the plans, because I definitely want to remind you, nothing is complete. Not this, not the upstairs here, not down there, like especially that floor is going to go. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now, but I just found out that this existed. Look at this, stone tiles. I have everything. And it makes such a cool block. And there's different versions of it too. Like this one that has a bunch of scruff in it. Or this one that's like multicolored. This one requires chalk or limestone. So we could do this one easily. And I can definitely see myself using that. I think one of the plans is to replace most of this with the stone tiling. But also mix it with this. I don't know how exactly that would work out. But I think that's a good alternative to this right here. And I also want to do that up here, because it is way too gray up here. I did add some white, however, it's not too much. But yeah, the floor It needs to be changed. Too much gray. And in here, we're going to deck it out. It's going to be our smithy. I think this would be the perfect smithy. We can call it the Sky Forge or something. And I can't wait to get into that. But yeah, I'm going to be working on this a ton, probably in between the videos or segments of the videos. And I'll kind of mention it here and there if I do anything too big. But I think I'm going to do a ton of micro chiseling to this. You can see some of it up there. And I haven't been doing a lot of that. I've been doing bigger chiseling, if that makes sense. You can see here I'm doing like this, but I want to do the pixel chiseling. However, it's not great for content and time lapses, stuff like that. I'm sure it could be, but in my experience, it hasn't worked out, which is why I kind of brush over it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some here and there to our base. Make it just look a little bit more detailed. Maybe add some color, some highlights to this. But I gotta say, I could not be happier with how this turned out. Anywhere you go on this lake, you can see it. It's like a beacon of our base, and it just looks amazing. And I think we're finally at the point where we can start working on this entire lake again. Like, I do have another building I need to add over here. The main part that's really going to bring this all together is the wall. So you should be expecting that very soon. We're going to have a great big wall that completely encloses this entire space. Then we're going to light it up completely. So I never had to worry about dangers in this village again. And I have that Weather the Storm mod too. So if everything is lit up in this village and it's walled off, I shouldn't even have to care about temporal storms. And also, we're going to have to do something in this lake. Not to mention the boat and the canal idea, but I'm talking about actual stuff in here, like a little platform in the middle. I want to add a ton of vegetation to this lake. The path around it needs a giant revamp. And the biggest thing that we need to get to work on is that village. I know we already did one big revamp on it. However, I think we need another one. Add a little bit more variety so it's not all plaster in those beams. But also I need to add some decoration. Definitely need to fill the insides of the buildings. But add stuff that isn't houses, like communal spots, little sitting areas to eat food, maybe miniature farms, recreational stuff, like a little town blacksmithy, tons of little shop areas, tons of stuff like that. And oh man, look at that. That looks amazing. That requires a screenshot. Oh, hey. Yeah, see, I don't want this inside my lake. I think they just came out of there. See, we'll be fixing that. Also, I do have a plan very soon. We're going to be doing some sort of caving video, hitting up all the caves around here. I want to find some more teleporters and then seeing where they take us. But either way, I'm going to stop ranting about what we're going to be doing in the future. We're going to start setting up the Hellhammers. I think it should be pretty simple. You can see here it's a 3x3. So we can just stick a gear right there on all 4 of these. Have it come all the way down. Then we're going to have to set up a little gear system so it goes super quickly. Then we'll probably have like 1 gear here in the middle that splits off into each Hellhammer. But I might just connect the Hellhammers all in one. I'm not sure about that. And I think that's all that these are going to be used for. The quern and the pulverizers are just going to be handled by that one over there. So that also gives me a reason to go over there. But it also declutters up this room because I just want this to be nice and open. The opposite of what we have going on over there. It is called a Sky Forge and not a Sky Quern, you know? So anyway, I'm going to get to setting up the power and I'll be back in 1 second. And welcome back. We have 2 entire full windmills and a tiny windmill. I did not have enough flax, which I'm surprised because I almost had like an entire trunk full. And we're going to have to get some more. You can see the storms up here are crazy. We can barely see. And I wanted to point to my greenhouses, but I can barely do that. But because of our windmills and now our lack of flax, we're going to go and harvest all that and just fill it up with as much flax as we can. We have multiple stacks, so hopefully that should get us the rest of the way. However, it's mostly hooked up and it's not going that fast, which makes me think that I did something wrong. I'm not entirely sure, so I might have done something wrong here. But just give me a second. I'm going to go get the Hellhammers. Okay. So, this being the middle, we should probably have one like right here. That might be too close. Hold on. Nope. That was perfect. One right there. There we go. Now we just got to hook it up, which should be pretty simple. I even got another big gear if we need it. So 1 axle here. Gear. Gear. Nope, wrong one. Gear. There we go. See, that's not going very quick at all. Very strange. But either way, let's bring it down. We'll get a gear there. There. Axle will go there. By the way, we'll do this way neater later. We're just trying to make sure it works. Can I put a gear right there? I can. Yeah, see, that's not going too quick. Very odd. But let's see how they do all together at once. So far, I'm seeing no slowing down. And there we go. Yeah, so they're not slowing down at all, which means we definitely have the torque. And I need to add some more large gears. Okay, just a small update. I did fix it. I now have them going pretty quickly. And there's 4 of them. It might look like they're going slow, but that's because the wind is barely going anymore. This is it at 40%. And it kind of goes up to 50%. So as it turns out, and I completely forgot this, when we have a wheel like this, we need to have small wheels connect with the little middle axle that goes into it. And that makes it go so much quicker. And now I know. So yeah, I can't wait to see what this does at full speed. But I do have an idea that we can do real quick. Let's get rid of this. That's full speed. That's what it's doing right now with barely any wind. That is nuts. Now I want 4 of these going at that speed. And I'm going to be looking at the wind. Anytime I see it go up, we're going to come back and check on that. Unfortunately, I don't really need the smith right now. I do need to get steel up and going. I did say that earlier. Oh, you know, I do have a bunch of iron blooms. And potentially we could be doing that. So let's go to sleep. Hopefully it's awfully windy in the morning. So I'll see you then. And we're up. The wind is going. Back to it. I can see them going. Oh yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Now imagine it with twice the windmills. And the speed is actually going up to 110%. So supposedly it could get even quicker. However, it's going down now. Quick before it's too late. Let's remove this one. I just want to see one go. Oh yeah. That is actually so funny. That is quite a bit quicker than my other windmill. Now I wonder if I add more of these and make it go quicker. Could it handle it? With like 1 of these. I tried it with all 4 of them going, but that didn't work out. However, 1 could, because maybe it doesn't need as much torque. And after we do get this all going, and we know it works completely and it gets to a speed that we're happy with, I think what we're going to end up doing is trying out that millwright mod. Now, the reason why I haven't touched it is because I want to earn the speed. But at the point where we get this thing going crazy, I just want to see how quickly we can possibly get it with that mod. Because at that point, it really wouldn't matter anyway. But it'd be just funny to see. Well, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. And now we officially have automation in this base. Which means the last thing that we need to do to fully move into here is that we need a cellar. So, what I think we're going to go do is we're going to go get that cellar up. I figured why not? It really is the last thing that we're missing from over there. And if we can get that done today, then we'll fully be moved in. What we gotta do is we gotta dig down to here. Is we would dig out a staircase on both sides and connect it here. Hello? But yeah, we're gonna connect it here in the middle. We're gonna push it down this way. So it's gonna come under here. We're gonna have like 1 big hallway that goes down. And then cellars on the left and right, stuff like that. Because the cellars can only be so big, we're gonna need multiples of them. I want 1 for like wine. Then 1 for like drying meats, 1 that holds a ton of grain. Then we're probably gonna need some new ones for some of the expanded food stuff that we're gonna be trying. And I don't want to have to run out of space. I want to make this expandable. And our main plan for today is just to make a storage cellar and move over the stuff that we already have. Then we can expand upon it later. But now I gotta do the hard part of digging under here. So that's what we're gonna do. So give me a minute. I'm gonna try to connect these 2 rooms on each side in the middle. And I know that's going to be a bit of a pain. So I'll see you guys in just a few. Ooh, bad news. There is a cave here. I'm sure that's fine. Nothing wrong with a little cave under your base. How bad could it be? Let's light it up. Oh no. Okay, definitely not little. Hole down there. That goes up even more. I hear a ton of dudes, but they sound like they're above or below me. Oh. Yep, it just keeps going. Oh. Hey, dude. I see a gear there. You come for me? Bad mistake. Let's go this way. That ends. How about here? Man, I haven't done caving in such a long time. It's nice, you know? There should be a ton of caves under this base, by the way. I covered up quite a few. Oh, that goes up. Ooh, lava. Right under our base. Hopefully not too close. I hear a boat horn. You're up here, aren't you? Well, how about I block this up real quick? We'll take the gears. All right, well, this is something that we're going to have to work around. And eventually I want to come back and light this all up. And there we go. We now have a giant hallway. And both of our loot rooms are completely connected. And the pig should be like right above me right here. Luckily, it seems like we have plenty of room. I can't see any of the main room from down there, which is a really good sign. So the middle block is right here. Am I going the right way? Hold on, I can check the map. No, I was going the exact opposite way, so we need to go this way. Oh yeah, we're not by the pigs yet. They should be a little bit in front of us, so we're still not in the clear. Well, we'll find out very soon. Okay, so I've dug out a bunch. We actually ran into some copper, which is quite nice. So we're just going to pick that up real quick. I doubt it's going to be much. I think it's just one of those surface veins where we get like 20 copper out of it. But hey, copper's copper. And that was all of it. We did get 29. That's actually kind of perfect. There'll be a lantern for each room. You know what? I don't need the lanterns just a second, but we're going to get back to this in a minute. I want to go see the Skyforge work. We're going to make some ingots and then turn that into plates, which this does remind me, we need to set up some sort of area that we can use a crucible in over here. I don't think we have a single fire pit here, which is kind of an issue. Oh man, that looks so cool. I can't wait to expand on this. Please note, that castle is not done, and I could see it getting much bigger in the future. But for now, that'll do. Okay, let's get that all cooking. Let's pick it up and get it poured. This should be enough for about 3 plates and half an ingot. But yeah, that should be enough for us to test out the windmill. What I'm gonna do, because I want to speed this up, is we're gonna go to bed. But look at that. It looks like a painting if the windmills weren't moving. You know, I didn't even think when I set this up that I would have that cool view. Now I just need a better view for this side. Even though this isn't going to be my main bedroom. That should be up there in that big window, which I got to set up pretty soon. But for now, let's go to bed. And I do know it's daytime, but we're going to be working underground, so it's not like it matters. Oh, that was super strange. My screen didn't go black at all. And maybe that's because I turned off my HUD. But yeah, I've never seen that happen before. And of course the wind isn't going. That was kind of a waste. Yeah, 17%. Well, we got the ingots. I guess I'll just hold on to them until the wind starts going. Because I doubt that health hammer's going very quickly. Funny enough, it is pretty quick right now. But I'm going to wait until it's going a ton quicker. I don't want to waste it. I really want to see what this is capable of. So, back to the cellar. Why did I go this way? Oh, wait. I can go this way. Easy enough. And welcome back, everybody. Would you look at it? No, but seriously, this is how I was doing it. A scaled down version of it up here. That way I could just copy paste it all into there. And I think it was a lot easier this way. Especially with the stuff on the roof. Would have been a nightmare if I had to pillar my way up to here every single time. But yeah, here it is. I wasn't expecting to go this fancy, but I think it's pretty cool. And now we have 2 spots ready for cellars. We're gonna have one on each side of here. This pillar to this pillar is 7, and we just go 7 that way. So we got more than enough space, and eventually we're gonna expand it this way, and we'll probably be adding a bunch more. By the way, would you look at this? I found a way to make lanterns float. You place it on a block, then you copy paste whatever block you want, and the lantern will just keep floating. So that's kind of neat. I can see that being very useful in the future. But yeah, please let me know what you guys think. It's not done, but it's definitely a good start. The stairs need so much work, especially right here. Like, we can't leave it like that. However, for now I am. I've already done so much chiseling today. This is the hard part, you know? And on top of that, we still gotta get the cellars done, which is the actual important part of this. Oh, by the way, here's the tiles I was talking about. Doesn't it look so cool? Kinda gives it this awesome stone wallpapery look. And I think it fits the vibes of the castle, even though this place looks completely out of place right now. And I think this is a big preview to our next season. Again, just because I bring it up doesn't mean it's coming soon. But yeah, I have big plans for the next season, and I want to make everything this detailed. And I can see some cool things in our future. Now I need to get rid of this. But I kind of do like it at this height. I could see us using this for something else. But anyway, I figured I could take a break from this because we've been doing it for so long. And I need to go harvest all of our plants. I completely forgot about that. And I need to go place a ton of flax. So let's do that now. And I think everything should be done. So we're going to get this harvested. Then we're going to replace it all with flax. We need a ton for those windmills. So just give me a second. We're going to get all these cleared. And that's all of it. I can't even pick it all up. That's so much. Okay, we need to go find a place to put this. That was everything, right? Oh yeah, this is all dead. Oh, the poor rye. Oh yeah, I never put the skeps in. No. Okay, we got a couple things to do. Let's pick up the rest. And that's everything. And that's everything right there. We're gonna have plenty to cook with later. And a lot of our berries are done. However, they're changing color, so we're probably only gonna get like one more harvest out of them. Nothing on the trees, sadly. But anyway, let's go store all this. If I can. Yeah, we're having some big inventory issues. Here we go. We'll throw away a bunch of the rot. That got us some space. Okay, I still have a ton. I'm gonna have to do a ton of pottery. We're gonna need like 30 vessels. And I might start putting all the sunflower grain into those crates. You guys did suggest that I did that at some point. And with the amount that we're getting, it seems like it might be necessary. But for now, let's throw it into these. And we're gonna need all of our flax. We should have a ton lying around. There's about 160. And I think I have a couple stacks in my other base. So hopefully I can fill up all the greenhouses. Then finish off all the windmills in one single harvest. That would be ideal. Okay, done there. 91, a full stack, another stack, and was that all of it? I do believe so. So yeah, 4 stacks. So just give me a second. We're gonna get every single one of these planted. Try to fill up all the spots that we can. And there we go. So we got down about 3 stacks. And if it actually survives, and I remember to collect it in time, we should be getting a ton. Okay, I feel like the next thing that I gotta do is put some actual skeps into these. Oh yeah, weren't we waiting for more? Hold on. Yeah, I forgot about these too. I hate how I can't target these without breaking this. Luckily they do float. See, this all worked out. We'll get these down, then we'll get some skeps in them. Then we'll have permanent honey. And there we go. They're all filled up now. I can put my bags back on. Very nice. And now we're gonna harvest this. See, what we do is we right click it. We can put it down somewhere else. Like right here. So you just hold right click on it and the honey pops right out. It seems to be the same amount as if I just harvested a regular skep. Then we can take this, put it back on, and in 3 days we'll have some more. And that goes for all of these. It's so incredibly nice. And it removes all the hassle that we would normally have to go through. So yeah, we're gonna need more of those soon. So what we're gonna do next is we need to get a ton of vessels for our basement. So what I did is downloaded a mod, which allows us to make a pottery wheel. The reason why I did this is because we're gonna need so many vessels. I'm gonna be shooting for like 30 here, and this will make it a lot easier. Plus I can attach it to our windmills, which by the way, why isn't my speed running? For some reason my wind speed indicator keeps going away. So if you see that, that's why. 16%. That's not good. Either way, should be enough. So let's go make a wheel. We're just gonna make a couple. 7 should be overkill, that's for sure. But we can right click it, put a vessel on, and hold right click, and it should just autofill it for us. And this is pretty nice. It makes it so much easier. However, there's a better way to go about this. So what we should be able to do is throw the wheel on top of this. And now you can see it's spinning. It's not in the best spot, that's for sure. This is not going to be permanent. We'll just use this to get up. Let's throw a vessel on top and we hold right click and it should be going a little bit quicker than it was before. You can't just walk away and you actually got to sit here and do it. But hey, it's a little bit better than it was. So anyway, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make a ton of vessels. And I'm also going to get them cooked. That way the next time I see you guys, we should be ready to start getting the cellar up and going. Then we can finally move into this place. So see you guys in a bit. And welcome back. I have done some stuff. We have a ton of vessels now. That should be plenty for both of these. I also made a ton of black bricks. I figured something out recently, and I can make these right here, uneven large bricks. And we can do that because we have the stonemason's blueprint. I think that they'll fit the vibe perfectly. So we're gonna make some, and this is what it looks like. And I think this is gonna go perfect for the cellar look that we're going for. It looks like it's a part of a castle, and it would be underneath the castle. So we're gonna be using these. So let's just throw into the box. We'll be dealing with this later. But first things first, we gotta dig out a 7x7. The 7 is gonna start about here. We're gonna have 1 block of insulation. So this block right here is gonna be where the bricks actually are. So this is 8 this way. Then we need to go 4 in each direction. So anyway, I'm gonna get to digging these out and I'll be right back. Okay, so here it is. I figured I would just fill in the walls. I took the 4 from our anvil station upstairs. I expect me to be using this quite a bit. I kind of like it. It works in so many different situations. And funny enough, it was the perfect dimensions for this room. But yeah, we have 2 rooms now. They're both identical. And I made this cool doorway. It's basically just 2 of these pillars next to each other. And I chiseled a 3rd pillar that goes in between them. It's the same dimensions as this, but sideways. Man, I wish we could rotate. It would have been so much easier if I could just turn this on its side, but I had to do this by hand. There might be a way and I don't know about it, so if there is a way, please let me know because I'd be very interested in knowing. It would make my life so much easier. But either way, I think it looks pretty cool and it definitely fits the hallway. So yeah, we officially have 2 cellars here. They're both the max size limit that's allowed, and now we can fill them up. So I'm just gonna do a short time lapse. We'll do a bit of chiseling to this room, trying to make it look sort of nice. I don't plan on doing anything too special, at least for these, because these are meant to just be basic storage rooms, where we're gonna relocate all the stuff in our other one to these. So let's get to work. And welcome back. Look at it! We have a full cellar, and I even added these things, which I didn't read what they did, and it wasn't what I wanted. I swear there's one like this that you can put grain in. However, it seems to be for fruit, but that's still a cool thing. But I certainly didn't need this much. But whatever, hey, we have it. I really like the design that we have going on here, and the amount of vessels that we have. I have so many of these filled up already. I brought all the food here, and up here, we have a ton of crates, which is where I'm going to be storing all my grain and flour. Look at the flax. We have so much flax, and so much of the other ones too. Look at all the rye. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks better than my last one, and there's room right here. The reason why we have random blocks right here is so we can put the meat hooks there, and then we can dry the food. However, we gotta make the meat hooks first. I think there's a mold for it. We'll worry about that next video. Also, if we go over here, we have all the wine in here. We'll make a proper wine cellar eventually. I think there's like proper wine racks. See, we have like bottle racks here, and I believe that can be used for wine, but I'm not entirely sure. However, I'm very interested in making an aesthetically pleasing wine cellar at some point. However, today is not that day. I'm just happy to have everything here. We got a nice pathway to it, and this means that we've officially moved into here, and I no longer have to run back to my base for other stuff. However, that being said, I still plan on using the other base. I still have this. The other base will be used for other stuff, and we're certainly going over there every once in a while because a lot of our stuff is over there still. Oh, we got a big storm going on right now. I wonder what the wind is. I wish the UI would keep it on. Bottom right, enable. 84%. How's it looking? Yep, that's going very quick. Okay, real quick. Let's set up the health hammers again. Why is that not going? What did I do? Did I screw it up? Hold on, please. There we go. Yeah, look at them go. I need to go get something to see how quick it is. Okay, I think we're about ready. Hopefully the wind continues. I've noticed it usually dies down at nighttime, and it's starting to get a bit late, but I think we got time. We'll just block that off. Place. It's about to get real loud. Get 2 of these down. Blooms. Charcoal. Light. Okay, it's glowing. Let's put it down. And how quick does it go? I was hoping for a bit quicker. However, this is pretty quick. There we go. Now it's starting up. Yeah, that's pretty decent. That's certainly not bad. Let's get rid of one of these and see one do it. Oh yeah, look at that. Let me grab this. Place. You could do it. Go Mach 5. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Now imagine when it's going double the speed. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, it's done. So real quick, I do need another shovel. So let's see it make a shovel. I do have the health hammer mod, by the way. Look at that go. That was so quick. I'm gonna need another axe. Where's the axe head? There it is. Oh, yeah. This is what it's all about. It's not even max speed. That was insane. Yeah, it's at 82%. I've seen it go as high as like 140%. Well, we'll get some more in. I'll just make some ingots so we can finally throw it into the forge. Start making some more steel. So yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this for a little bit. Get some ingots ready. And I'll meet you guys over by the steel furnace. There we go. Well, let's get away from that noise. Oh man, I can't even see. That's kind of cool. But anyway, let's head over to the furnace. We're gonna get this going immediately. It was about time that we did this. I've only been saying that we needed to do this for like 3 videos now. We've always had the iron too, which is the funny part. So coal, iron, coal, iron, coal, iron, coal, more iron. Last thing of coal. Can I add any more? Nope. Throw the lids on. Fill this with charcoal. I accidentally wrote something in the back. And let's light. There we go. Now in about a week, we'll be restocked on steel. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. And at the end of last video, I mentioned we were going to do a bit of a time skip. That way I could do some much needed chiseling and a little bit of decorating here and there. And that's what I've done. And it's now November 4th. I don't know how long it's been, to be honest. I should have kept track. But I got a lot of cool stuff done, including this right here. It's probably my favorite part on the map right now. It is just a cool chill area right by all the animals, which they have grown up. We got a lot of pigs, and we're gonna have to start culling very soon. Well, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this, because I'm most proud of it. Oh, would you look at that? I'm cold. Yep, 35 degrees out, guys. It's right about to be winter. So anyway, remember when this used to be cobblestone? Well, no longer. I absolutely love this design that I came up with. That's aged claystone mixed with a bunch of wood. I've been really getting into these wood pillars I made from my basement down there, and then building stuff that fits with it. And this is one of them. I hope you like it because I got a lot more of that to show you. But yeah, it goes all the way down here and over here. I didn't quite get everything, but I got most of it. And of course I got the road. I just kind of brushed over that. But yeah, it's not completely done. I'm not even sure I'm going to keep this road, to be honest. It was a test. I think it looks better than this, but I'm not completely sure if I'm going to keep it. We also have some new lampposts with 2 lanterns that are custom made, and they're mostly decorative. They do have a tiny bit of light in it. However, not enough that matters. It's very weak light and doesn't actually work as a normal lantern. So that's why I have one up there. I was considering just using these, but I found out the hard way that wasn't gonna work. So yeah. Anyway, I think this part of the map looks so much better, and it needs so much more work, but as you can see, it's already getting pretty cold out, and I figured I wasn't gonna skip winter, okay? I had to show you guys stuff, so I'll be working on this in the future. However, I got some other cool stuff to show you. Like, for one, the cobblestone that was lining the water is also this. So if we see it from here, it looks a little bit better. It's a little bit jank for sure, and it definitely needs more work. But I did this because it would be super quick. I just copy pasted it, and I think it looks a little bit better than the cobblestone that we had before. Now to the castle, where the majority of my work went. First things first, I updated the path in the front. I think it looks a little bit better. When we come up, this is it. I wish I wasn't freezing right now. It would be so much easier for you guys to see. But I replaced the walls. It's the same walls I did for over there. Oh yeah, did I even mention the bridge? Yeah, we have a nice new bridge here too. And yes, I reused these walls again. Can you guys tell that I like those walls? And the pillars. Again, I made those pillars down in the basement. I did a cool thing right here, so it looks like it's holding up a log in between them. And I really like that as well. I think this is a big improvement over our old bridge. So anyway, back to the castle. I added a window here. It was this before, and now it's a nice little window. The design isn't amazing, and it could definitely use more work. However, it's better than what we had before, I think. And I think it looks pretty cool from the inside of here. This was my alternative to not have to use the lead glass. And yeah, I like it. So anyway, the walls. I think they're a big upgrade. Before they were just regular wood. They still are on the outside. That will probably change at some point. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. I was mostly worried about the inside. because I've been sort of unhappy with here. Like, I didn't hate the inside of here, but it felt very unfinished. Like, the walls just needed to be fixed. And I think I need to put more detail into this trim as well. But I'm so much happier with it now, especially because the throne wall got an upgrade as well. By the way, those are the lanterns I was talking about, and you can see that they barely give any light at all. However, yeah, I added this cool design. I added these extra bits on top of the throne, and I changed the back wall here to the stone tile and gave it a tiny bit of depth with adding these parts right here. By the way, most of these parts, like up there and the sides, that's all copy pasted from the main throne. Obviously, these things right here, they're not permanent, but I figured, hey, why not? That's what I have right now. So I copy pasted those from like the bridge. And yeah, I think this looks a lot better. I think this entire room looks a lot better. And now we need a chandelier, but I will definitely be doing that with you guys. Now to the big reveal. Here it is, guys. I did a ton of work on this room. And I even put my name on some big banners. That way I can check it whenever I forget my name. I think this room looks amazing now. And I did my best with these lampposts to try to get all the lanterns off the floor. So if you see these couple in the middle and they're just randomly placed, it's because I definitely need a lantern here. But the big thing is these walls. Look at it. It's actually glowing. You guys told me about this and I had to test it out. I don't know if I'm going to keep it glowing, to be honest, but I put a bunch of detail into this room, including the glowing walls, which on this side, it isn't glowing. So if you guys like that better, please let me know. That is an option, but I had to try this out and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm a pretty big fan of it. I even had a big update to the outside of the castle, but yeah, I tried to put a bunch of extra detail. It was mostly copy pasting, and I think it looks so much better now as well. But let me go back inside. Okay, so yeah, I also got this floor here, and this is with the paintbrush again. Hold on, I should probably show you guys how I did it. This one right here, I actually have one on me. It's called Palette Glow, and it requires some quicklime, some carrots, gold or silver ingots. It can also be made with white dye, edible bamboo shoots, which I didn't even know were in the game, or a bunch of other fruit. You can do it with like blueberries, stuff like that. That's how I was doing it. And it's relatively cheap. That one lets you add a bunch of glowing blocks like this. And there's a couple here that you can make. By the way, this is the Chisel Tools mod, so don't expect to see this in vanilla. But this one is called Palette Standard, and it gives you a ton of awesome blocks that you can work with. One of which being this color right here, just completely red. I used it for the banner as well with the blue. And that's how I was able to make this cool carpet. Also, yeah, obviously I did replace a bunch of the floor with the tiles, the slates, and I think it looks a lot better than the wood that we had before. I also added these right here, which is just a modified version of the stuff that we had out there, which if you guys like this, please let me know. I can always add those back. I can always add these up there, or I could always just leave those up there and leave that as is. They can both exist. But I don't know, this just feels so unfinished, like it hasn't been painted. I feel like it needs more color to it, which I might end up trying to do that as well. So anyway, that's this room, and I think it looks so much better. And I've been trying to add a bunch of color to the space, because it looked awfully gray, and I think we're getting there. But now we gotta go up to the Sky Forge, which the only way to get up there right now is to run around our roof, which to be honest, I kind of like that. But here's another example of me using these two blocks. I replaced what was here before. I used the same blocks to add a railing to here. And when we come up, you'll notice a big change. So first of all, on the outside, I added this cool design here to the walls with the wood, and I polished up the bits on the top as well. Before, I kind of hastily did it, and now I think it looks much better. However, over here, I was trying out something as well, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. It's like little arrow slit holes, and I think it looks pretty cool. So please let me know what you guys think. Do you want me to stick with this on the outside? I'll leave this as is on the inside. Or do you want it to be all this? I'm very interested to know what you guys think. Now, into the forge itself. You can tell I used these walls again. And I used this design I made for here and put it on the very top. I think it looks awesome as the roof trim. And I added some tile floor for in here with a little bit of plaster trim, which I can see I didn't finish all the way. But hey, it is what it is. And yeah, that's basically this room. You can see it's pretty much a night and day since the last time you've seen it. Before it was so plain, and now it looks like an actual room. Oh yeah, one last thing, I did bring some banners up here, just in case I was up here and forgot my name. But jokes aside, I do think this adds a bunch of color that this part needed. However, I will be reworking some of the banners, make like different versions, add some cool patterns to it so this isn't the only one that we have. However, I didn't want to spend another couple weeks just working on banners. So as of right now, That's the only one that we have. However, I'm going to be making a ton more. We should only have one of this design in this base at once. But right now we have a bunch. But yeah, unless I'm forgetting something, that's pretty much everything. It's been a long time coming. I've really wanted to do this for quite some time, and I'm glad I finally did it. And I hope you guys don't mind. So anyway, we got some stuff to do today. So let's get to it. So the first thing that I need to do today is I want to work on the wall. Hold on, we'll open up my map. Let's get rid of prospecting together. All the prospecting points. We'll just get rid of everything. The plan here is we want the wall to come around like right here-ish. Go all the way around. This is a mountain right here. I want it to do a hard turn here. Then I need to somehow get it to go around our base over here, connect with the mountains over here, and then connect up with the wall over here. That is a monumental task that we have to do. We're going to start off pretty simple. I just want to get some walls done. We're basically going to build a couple segments that I can copy paste to the blocks around and make it a lot easier on me. Then once we're ready, I got to do a bunch of terraforming and try to get these walls up. I don't know why I went over there when I got plenty of space to do it in here. Not this room. We can do it right in here. This has plenty of space, and I think it's the perfect little workshop area for us to do a lot of our stuff. So that being said, I'm going to spend some time and try to get some segments up, and we're going to do a short little time lapse of it. So wish me luck. And we're back. I'm super happy with how this turned out. I did add a second one here because I just wanted to see how it would connect. I think that looks fine. Maybe I could get rid of this little middle part that sticks out so it would look like one giant beam here. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Something else I was considering was I just make another section right here that would serve as the in-between that doesn't have the two beams. It would be super simple to do that. Just a tiny bit of work. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I think that's what we might do. However, that's a later me issue. Also, something I should mention, I think I want to double layer it. That way we can walk in between it. We'll add like a nice floor in there. I could even take out some of these and use it as proper windows. Maybe we have the floor like starting here. That way we can actually see out the windows. I think that could be super cool. And of course, if we connect two walls up, we can also go on the top of it and we can walk on the wall. That would be pretty cool. However, I'm not too worried about that right now. The main thing is to get one of these up and then worry about the rest later. Now that I think about it, I think I do got to worry about both. Either way, the plan would be just flip this around, add some wood on the floor, add some wood in between them, and it's pretty much all good. Now, obviously, this is just a wall segment, and we're gonna have like little tower pieces, and of course we're gonna need a gate and probably some other segments as well if I think about it. But for now, this will do. And I think the plan, because obviously it's not going to be super flat wherever we go, and that means that this needs to be a little bit flexible. I think the plan is to keep this part completely flat and just lower this piece as much as we need. We can copy paste this segment right here to keep going down or up, I guess. And I think that'll work just fine. But yeah, it is awfully expensive, so I'm gonna need a lot of resources to get this complete. By the way, one thing I do gotta mention is how cool is this? I think I finally determined what this room is gonna be because it's no longer the smithy. It's our building workshop. I can now do all of our pre-builds in here, get some cool designs, stuff like that, in the safety of my building, next to all my loot, have it proper lit. But yeah, we were able to build this in here. It's pretty tall. I didn't even come close to that, and that worked out so well. But anyway, we're gonna leave this for now. We'll come back to it in a little bit because I very much so need to collect all of our flax. Well, the stuff that I can anyway. This right here was where I was planting flax before, or whatever else I had here that required a K nutrients. It's the same thing with all of these, by the way. See, like that one's not done. Neither is that one. And this actually is. I see I planted some rye here on accident. But either way, we have a ton of flax here. None of it's damaged, and we gotta collect it while I'm thinking of it. But for now, let's get harvesting. Hopefully I can get enough flax to finish the windmill. Oh, my inventory already filled up. For now, we'll just leave the seeds in there. So many seeds. This is the third greenhouse so far, and we've already gotten so much. But real quick, I gotta go over to the other base real quick in depot, which gives me an opportunity to try those jars out. A couple of you seem very confident that I could put seeds in those jars, and now we're gonna go test it out. See if you guys were lying to me. Because when I hover over it, it doesn't say anything about seeds. It just says for drying fruit. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Go in our nice basement. Oh yeah, looking good as ever. Go in here. Can I put it in? Okay, I'm eating some of it. I'm shift clicking, control clicking, just clicking. Maybe it's because my hands are full and I can open it. I'll just get my hands ready. Can't right click it. Hold on, we're gonna pick it up. And it says dehydrated fruit. And it doesn't say anything about seeds. Is there one for seeds? I see a seed shelf. I wonder how good that is. Wait, that's for seeds. I need one for grain. Anything at all. I don't see any. So for now, I'm gonna say no. So please let me know if I did something wrong. If there's a different storage item that I need. Wow. 2 entire crates full of flax. We're gonna need more crates. But there we go. And that's so much flax fibers. Surely we can get the rest of the windmills up. We'll just throw it in here for now. And let's go get the rest. Ooh. It looks like some of this was about to take damage. So I think we caught it in time. So good thing I remembered. And there we go. Hello, Shiver. What are you gonna do about it? I'm safe. You think you can come in here? Oh. Hey, dude. Oh, there's a bunch of you. Okay. I'm out. Goodbye. You know, sometimes I forget that they exist. My base is just so safe. You can see that there was plenty over there, but I never see any over here. Like, I get right here. This is super lit up, but I never see any along this path either. And I don't go over there very often. And that's the plan. As soon as we get that wall up, I want to get an insane amount of lanterns, completely make this place safe. Everything inside the wall is just going to be a nice safe place, and I am all for it. Oh yeah, this was my second harvest, by the way. Not as good, but still plenty. First of all, let's go get rid of all the grain, properly store it, and let's go get some sales. By the way, I have no idea how many I need. Luckily, I plan on making more windmills, so if I make too many, it's not a big deal. Because the plan is I want a couple windmills inside of this village, add some moving parts. I think that would look super cool. So any extras is not a big deal. Anyway, I'm gonna get these set up and connect it to our main power here, and hopefully we see some insane speed out of these. So I'll be right back. And here we go. I in fact did have enough sails, and they're all set up now, and I even set this up. I know it works. However, we're at like 30% wind speed and nothing is moving. I'm really hoping it'll start going very soon. Otherwise, I gotta connect it up to that. But yeah, we shall see. Hold on. You can see it going really quick right now. That might be too quick. However, I don't want it to go that speed. I suppose it would go much quicker if I had all the wind speed going. But yeah, that might be too quick to be honest. Hold on. We'll connect that up. Yeah, you can see it stops immediately. Well, let's remove that. Not great to be honest. But I imagine it'll go quicker when we get more speed. So let me place that down. And we're gonna come. Oh, look at it go! Look at it go! Okay, that was awesome. That's just a prelude to what's gonna come. Remember, 30% speed, and the wind speed can go above 100% for some reason. So imagine it at 150%. Anyway, oh, there it goes. But yeah, we'll be back to this. Oh, did I not place that? For some reason, this doesn't count as a floor, by the way. You can see it doesn't connect. However, it should here. Nope. None of this counts as floor. How about here? Okay, this does. I guess it's because that's all chiseled. I'm very excited to see it later. Oh, is that snow? Yup. It's officially winter. That is kind of nuts. So anyway, we gotta do our next thing. And we'll be back to that later. I think I want to start up some new food. I saw that there was dumplings. And I assume it would take rain. So yeah, maybe we try some dumplings. Okay, we're gonna need nuggets. That requires meat. However, soft dough and salt, we can definitely do that. Oh, chopped turnips. Maybe I can use soybeans. And I definitely need to try pickling something. I see a bunch of these are pickled stuff. Are they all pickled? Nope, just chopped. Okay, it's showing me basically every single food item in the game. I assume that I can do this. So let's see, what do I need here? I'm trying to make raw dumplings. Oh, do I need to make soft dough first? So it seems like we need some sort of broth, but can I just use water? Yes. Yes, I can. So water, some sort of dough, into liquid chicken egg portion. Okay. Egg white portion, chicken egg yolk portion. Now, how do I get this? It's not telling me how. However, I should be able to get eggs. I would like to think I have eggs ready. Hey, guys. Long time no see. Eggs? Yes. We got 3, 4. 4 it is. I should feed you guys sometime. Okay, how do I turn you into egg portion? I can boil it. I'm super curious on what I can do here. Do I need to crack it or something? Can I throw these? Hold on, we're just gonna go try putting it into the mixing bowl. See if I can figure out how to crack it. There's gotta be a way. Obviously there's a way. It just didn't explain it. Or maybe it did and I'm just blind. All of which is very possible. By the way, one of the nice things about having the Skyforge is it's going right now. And I cannot hear it. It's amazing. I don't even need a clutch or anything. Didn't I have a mixing bowl here? Am I crazy? Mixing bowl. I think I have an extra saucepan. But where did my mixing bowl go? Well, here's my extra saucepan. I have no idea where the mixing bowl went. I don't think I moved it, did I? I mean, I must have. I'm so confused. We'll just get another one of these. I think I simmered something in it, right? Yeah, I made the sauce. Where did I do that? I must have had a fire pit. I'm sure there's an explanation to it. I just have no idea what it is. But yeah, I don't even see a fire pit, but let's see. Throw it in. Do you turn into anything? Perhaps? No. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to simmer it in that saucepan. Wait, you know where it is? It's at the other base. I forgot I did all my stuff over there, didn't I? So let's go take a trip down there. We're gonna try to throw it in, and maybe that will somehow do it. Okay, here's the cauldron. What if I throw you in there? Anything? Anything at all? Nothing. Okay, so I looked it up, and I think I know how to do it. However, I need a bucket. Wait. Mixing bowl. There it is. Well, now I know. Mystery solved. I'm sure you guys were yelling at your screen. No buckets here. I've cleared this place out. Very soon, we're going to be making our own little fire pit station over at the other base. That way I can do everything over there. I know I could just make some fire pits on the ground. However, that seems kind of lame. Oh, look at the wind. The wind's going fast. Quickly to the windmills. I see it keeps going to like 125%. Oh, 129. Come on, I want to see this going quick. Oh, it is. That was going super quick. Still not as quick as I thought it would be. I mean, that's going insane. Let's grab this real quick. I want to see if it all works together. No. I think I got to remove this. Just have it all run off of this one. Yep, let's do it. But look how quick that's going. That would have been insane. Gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, well, there we go. There's 3 going insanely quick. I gotta get it all connected up, though. So one there, and it doesn't count as a floor. So hold on. I'll be taking that back. Dirt. Put one of these down. I can't place it. This needs to be a block as well. I'm gonna fall through. Yep, I knew it. Ooh. Okay, we're fine. I swear, health hammers are dangerous. None of you warned me. Okay, place. And there we go. There they all go. That is so quick. Now something we gotta test out is this. Yeah, that's going pretty quick. Not gonna lie, I was hoping to go a little bit quicker. So I think it's actually quicker to have all 4 now. We got the torque at least. We just can't make it any quicker. We would need more windmills. So I gotta test it out. We'll just grab some steel, grab some of this. I see I missed some floors. Drop that down, drop, light, and we'll just make a tool. I guess we could use another pantograph. I've been burning through them lately. You know what? We're just also gonna make an extra chisel. So let's throw that in. Well, yeah, I think we've come a long way. I remember having to use my health hammers at very slow speeds, but it was better than having to break it all by hand. And I'd say we're doing pretty good now. Okay, let's pick one up. Place a regular chisel, please. Look at it go. That was so quick. Okay, now here comes the big test. Pantograph. Oh, that is just amazing. Well, I had to see it make a pickaxe. That's how we can really test it. Plus, we'll probably need one soon anyway. I'll probably need a bunch of tools. Maybe we'll get some more steel going. Okay, well, let's pick it up. Place. And 1 pickaxe. Dude, that is nuts. Well, this is amazing. I don't see any need for it to get faster. However, you know that we're gonna. I think the next time that we work on this, I'm gonna download that millwright mod. And the reason why I haven't thus far is because I really wanted to earn the speed and see how ridiculous that we could get it as is with the vanilla windmills. But now that I think it's not going to ruin any of our progress, I see no reason to just see how quick that we could get these. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But anyway, I got distracted and we're going to go back to cooking, which means I need a barrel. There should be one in our basement, or at least that's what I like to think. Oh, here's one. It has some water in it. Any more buckets? No, I just know that this is going to cause problems. Hold on. Grab the bucket. Water. Okay, no, I was expecting a source block. Well, perfect. So I think if we hold right click over this, yep, it fills it with egg whites, but not yolks. Okay, so I looked it up again, and apparently I took it too far, and I guess we can partially crack it. Wait, yeah, it just says cracked eggs. Is there anything I can do with that? Pour it out. Oh, I can. I need a bowl. I should have more buckets up here. Hold on. Yep, here's one. Okay, place. Can I do it? There we go. I was so panicked. Then I have eggshells, which I can feed to animals. Can I eat them? No. Alright, let's go grab that bucket. Hopefully I have enough for some. That's all I want. So I think I just put both of these into a mixing bowl. Then we'll get our portions. So we'll put this one right here. Bring this one over. And I do gotta go get a bowl from the other base. So we shall grab a bowl. I'll even grab a jug. And I think that's all we need from here. So back to the base. So we have equal amounts of each, so I think I can just put them in there. Yes, there we go. Let's get mixing. And now we have 0.4 liters. And we can use that to make a whole bunch of things, which we will be trying. However, for now, we're just going to make the soft dough, which means I need some water and some flour. We're just trying to make the most basic version of this. If we like it, then we'll go for better stuff. Rye flour will do. Grab a bucket of water. We can add that right in. Gotta pick this up. Put it in, and our flour. That'll make soft dough. So let's get that mixing. I see we can only do about 4 portions of this. We need more eggs. Okay, well there's 4, and I guess we can just cook that as is. However, we're trying to make dumplings. Muffins could be super cool as well. We can add a ton of berries or different kinds of fruit on it, or we can make dumplings, which we can add like meat and stuff too. I don't even need to add anything to it. Hold on, let me just throw it in real quick. I gotta remove that, and all this. We'll throw one in. Yeah, it makes raw dumplings. Let's grab some salt. And we'll just make a salted dumpling. There we go. And I'll go grab some fruit and see about making a muffin. Do I need to boil a dumpling? I would assume so. I wonder if I can use dried fruit. That's about all I have right now. But we'll take some soybeans too. Maybe I can do something with them. I'm really interested in trying to use the soybeans because they give protein. And that would be huge. Okay, let's add one of those. How about dried fruit? No, it was worth a try. How about soybeans? Wait, it took it for just a second. Yeah, see that? I can add soybeans. Okay, we'll make one with soybeans as well. We'll just grab that one too. And unfortunately, I don't have any fruit. Wait, there's a chance that my greenhouse might have some. So let's quickly check that. Oh, look, a shiver. Hey, dude. Get out of here. I don't get why you're rolling around. This isn't the time to play. Yeah, so I'm super curious to see if that greenhouse will work. If it doesn't, then we're gonna have to find something else to do with it. Maybe some more cattails. Oh, bees. Yeah, bees seem like the right call. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna work. That's a shame. So yeah, I think we're gonna convert this into bees as well, which I do need to harvest. We're going to be working for those better beehives very soon. You guys seem pretty adamant that they were a lot better, and it just sounds like something that we should do. Because we can't get fruit, I'm just going to make some more dumplings, and we'll get them all cooked. So we'll just throw them in with a little bit of salt, and let's mix it up. There we go. So I'm hoping I can just cook it on these. I would think I can, so that's what we're going to try. We'll add some firewood, get it lit, and soon enough we should have some cooked dumplings. At least I hope so. I think it should just work. Oh, they're cooked. Let's go. Okay, what do they give? So this one has the soybeans, and it does give some pretty decent protein, and the regular ones do as well. I guess it's the eggs. That makes a lot of sense. It was definitely worth it to add the soybeans, so we'll be doing that in the future. And I noticed it does give a little bit of health, so that's pretty cool. Well, oh, my bar just like bugged out right there. Well, we ate 2 of them, and we got 2 left. I think we're gonna go heavy into making a bunch more of them. Honestly, the protein is kind of ridiculous. Wonder if there's anything else with the soybeans that we could do. I can make some oil with it. Oh yeah, and we can infuse the bread and stuff with it. So we can make the soft dough with the soybean oil and give it a bunch more protein on top of all this. Yeah, I think dumplings and stuff are going to become our main source of food. That is much better than just making regular bread. However, because of that, that means that we're going to need way more chickens. So we're going to go feed them real quick. And we're finally going to get back at it. Try to get some higher generation chickens, stuff like that. I need a lot of them. That way we can get a ton of eggs. I think it might be worth it to set up another area just for the chickens. One that's like an egg farm and one just for breeding. That way we can get some higher generations. So that could be this right here. Then we set up another giant chicken farm somewhere. That sounds like a really good idea to me. So we might do that. However, for now, let's feed these guys. I'll feed the other animals too while I'm at it. There you go, guys. Give me plenty more eggs, please. What generation are you? We got some 4s. They're all 4s, okay. Give me some 5s. One of my guys escaped. A boar generation 1. You're a gen 2. How about you? Gen 2. I think both of those are gen 2s. 2 and 2. Don't mind me. I'm just here to feed you. Yeah, but they're escaping. I wonder if they're being born through the fence, or are they using this to hop over? I think they're using it to hop over. So we're gonna have to be very careful about that. But they're all fed. And he escaped. We don't even need him. So we're just gonna try to push him out. It'd be very cool to get a bunch of wildlife out of here again. So we're gonna try to get him out of here. Come on, repopulate the wild. Nope. He wants to stay. No. Come on, man. I'm trying to help you. Let me help you. Yes, no. No. Okay. We'll just grab a cage. And he's sleeping. Come on. Get in. Get in. Just get in the cage. He's just running in circles out. There's an open door next to you. Where are you going? He's trying to get in the elk enclosure. Did I killed him? Oh, I guess I can't get him in the small cage. Now I feel extra bad. Anyway, they're all fed. The chickens are fed. I'm gonna try to do better to feed them more often. We need to get this going now. Oh, hey. Well, seems like we have a couple more out here, and it's clearly bred by me. So I do think that they're glitching through the glass or something, and the fences, not ideal. Whatever. They're repopulating. That's what matters. So anyways, guys, we're gonna do another giant time lapse, and possibly the biggest one that I've done yet. The plan here is to do a bunch of terraforming, and depending on how much time that takes, we might start throwing up the wall. However, I know from that area down there, terraforming can take an insane amount of time, so we'll see if we get to the wall today. But like I said before, the plan is to wrap the wall back behind there, so I want to get it all cleared, get rid of a bunch of trees. The wall's gonna meet up with this mountain. I want it to go this way, so we're gonna get rid of a bunch of this, and that's also gonna help us because eventually we're gonna have the canal going this way, so 2 birds with 1 stone kind of deal. And I think I want the wall to go around like here-ish, and it would be cool if it could connect up with that mountain and we'd have this giant courtyard back here. I'm not sure if we're actually gonna do that, but at the very least it'd be cool if it would go back this far, then loop around this way and connect up with this mountain right here, which we're gonna have to terraform out all this right here and clear up until that mountain over there. And the wall's gonna go from that part of the mountain that way and connect up with the rest. This is going to be a massive project, which is why I'm not sure if we're going to get this all done today. But we're going to get started, so let's get to it. And welcome back. We have done so much stuff, and it's been quite a while since I spoke to you guys last time. That is for a good reason. By the way, look at that shadow. I get distracted so easily. But anyway, we got so much done. That is so much extra space for us to work with. Everything is nice and flat and open. Nothing is immediately touching my base here. And I did a little bit more that you might not know about. Look at this. This is such a big change. It's not completely flat, and I will get to that some other time. But basically, I'm waiting for winter to be over. That way I can skim off the top layer and then replace it with dirt so it's not that ugly stone. So now we gotta wait. However, admittedly, not that long. Look, it's March 3rd. Doesn't winter end on March? I'm not entirely sure about that. It might be May. Either way, what I know is that it's going to be over pretty soon, which is crazy the amount of time that went past this one video. And I'm not even talking about the chiseling that I did before the video. And welcome back. Last video, we got a lot done. I did a ton of terraforming, and now we have so much space to work with, and we should finally be able to throw up the wall, which I did start doing already. I only threw these up here. That way it would be easy for me to copy paste them once we start getting it all up. So it should be pretty simple. We just need a ton of blocks and needs to connect up with that mountain right there. This one needs to connect up with that mountain. Then I have one back there, which is going to go straight that way. And there's one that connects up with that mountain that needs to connect up with that wall that goes that way. So it should be pretty simple. And since I already oriented it, it'll make my life a lot easier. But man, is this crazy. We have so much space. It feels completely different than how it used to. And I can't wait to get this wall up, which I'm hoping that we can do today. However, we need a ton of resources to do so. So as much as I would like to do it now, that might be a tomorrow video because we need a ton of granite and a bunch of oak wood. So we're going to plant some trees. We're going to start up the big tree again. By the way, I did make this. I thought you guys would enjoy this banner. This in the wall was the only thing I did between the last video, and I think this is pretty awesome. I replaced that one and that one, and there's one on the Skyforge. Why is that all ripped up? You know, my game has been doing this. Yeah, look at this. I have an extremely weird bug. You can see that there's actually blocks here. However, it's going invisible. And it was doing this when I was doing the time lapse and stuff. So I'm not sure what's happening right now. And I don't know if it's a mod. I really don't know. This is really cool too. You can fall through it. That is indeed a block. Hold on. Let me grab some dirt real quick. We do have a lot now. By the way, pretty much this chest all the way to this chest right here is full. And that was all from yesterday. So we're gonna need some storage up very soon. But see this? I place that. I remove it and the block's back. I don't know what's doing this. It only started to do this when there was snow, so I think that's the main culprit. However, that's new and it goes against my theory. My theory was that the floor was like too thin or something. However, that's a full block it's doing it to. I'm wondering if it's the shader mod. That has to be it, right? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Either way, we're gonna ignore it. It's not that big of a deal. It'll fix itself. When I was doing the montage, most of this was all like that and I didn't fix it, so I do know that it will fix itself. But yeah, anyway, that's another cool banner that we get to add to this. And I think the plan here is between every single video, I'm going to throw up a new banner. And eventually, each banner should be its own thing. And we're probably going to add some more to the base too. I really like how the ones on this side, I really like the ones on the outside. So I feel like we need some more to the outside of this base. So why not? Oh yeah, I need the seeds. So we're going to be doing oak. We'll just grab a whole bunch. And I should have a bunch more over at the other base. I completely forgot about the stuff in the crates over there. But hey, I'll just leave it. I'm kind of having inventory space issues here. I can't believe almost all of these are full. I think the plan here very soon, and maybe I'll get to it today, is we're going to turn one of these houses into a giant crate house. It's going to be like a storage house. I would assume it would need to be a big one, because if I tried to add some into here, it would definitely block up the windows and stuff, and it would be cramped. So I think it would need to be one like this. Yeah, I think this house would be perfect. We could just add a ton of crates here in the middle. And it could be our dirt storage, our cobblestone storage, stuff like that. I think that's the plan. Oh yeah. I think I got rid of my big tree. Or the foundation that we needed for it. Ooh. And all my trees are done. That's walnut. I think the ebony is done. Okay, well, we're gonna have to cut all this down. But yeah, I forgot. I got rid of our big tree here in the back at some point. I'm not exactly sure when I did that. But I was getting tired of this giant structure in the sky over here. So we're gonna have to remake it. Oh yeah, see, here's the wall I was talking about. And the other one's right over there. So I need that to come out to here. And then go this way. This one right here will probably come out to like right here and then curve back into the mountain. Then we're gonna have to throw up some gates, some giant guard towers, stuff like that. But yeah, my giant tree Dorito is gone, so we're gonna have to remake it, which will be fine. I do have a better way of making it this time, by the way, so it should be a little bit more efficient and we might be able to get some more trees on it. So that's what we're gonna try. All right, so let's grab a ton of dirt. Surely that'll do. Then we need to head upstairs to go to bed. I still need a way down here that's proper and it's not just me jumping off. But at least we have a way in here. But let's sleep. And we're up. It's still dark. We just gotta give it a bit. By the way, I do plan on doing something in here very soon. Perhaps we'll get to it today. I need to make it into an actual bedroom because this is just awful. And I'm in here enough that it bothers me a crazy amount. So maybe we'll make that one of my goals for today. Get a bedroom. Get a little bridge that goes into our bedroom. That sounds like a plan. So if I remember, that's what we're gonna do. But anyway, let's go back over there. By the time I make it, it'll probably be daytime. It's crazy how big this place is. And I always forget about it until I had to walk across it. But hey, that's good. We're gonna have so much room for activities. I can't wait to see what we do with it. The plan is, as soon as we get that wall up, we're gonna do a massive revamp of this village again. I know that we already got one, but I have some big plans for this. We definitely need to add some more houses. I want to rework some of these houses. That way they're not all just the same plaster in the beams. Then I want to start adding some new designs because I've definitely overused this kind of design here. So what I might end up doing is remove some of these smaller houses and replace them with something cooler because we can keep like this one, that one in the back, Cody's house there. I feel like those are perfect as is. Oh yeah, and that one right there. And mixed in with some newly updated designs, I think that they would look fine. But since everything blends in together, it looks a little bit odd. So yeah, we're going to do a big revamp on this. Plus, we need a ton of decoration and stuff that isn't necessarily houses. Like that right there. I think it would be cool to add a bunch of little wells around the place, little gardens, sitting areas, stuff like that around here. And then little dedicated village buildings like a smithy, definitely some windmills, little tanning room, whole bunch of stuff. And not to mention, I think a lot of that's going to come around here as well. So we're going to have village over here, village over there, a great big wall around this place. The back part over there is mostly going to be like my courtyard and my personal space. And it might have its own separate wall around it as well. Definitely a moat. We're going to need a dock out here in the front. Tons of stuff to do. In so little time. However, that being said, we got to get the giant tree Dorito back up. It's going to be slightly different. And I don't know why I didn't think about this in the start. But look at this. It blows my mind. this is how we're gonna do it. So say this is the first one right here. It goes up in 3 directions, and then these can keep going up as well, like this. So it's just gonna keep going up infinitely like this pattern right here, instead of the one that we had before. And I think that this will be able to hold even more than before, or at least I'd like to think so. If you guys want to do the math on that, feel free. I'm just gonna believe it's better until somebody else tells me. But anyway, I'm gonna get this set up, so see you guys in a minute. So welcome back. It is finished. This will be a pretty big tree. Hopefully it all works. And if it does, we're going to try to make it bigger again. There might be a way that we could just completely copy this side, then mirror it on this side, so it would still connect up with this. And perhaps we could double it, and we might just end up trying that at some point. I don't know how well that would work though. Either way, we got this, and in quite a while we'll have a bunch more trees. They'll sprout in a day, then I assume it's gonna take like 30 days to completely become a tree. I hope it's less. I know that's what the ebony was, which, by the way, I do want to cut one down real quick, and I want to see what it looks like when we turn into planks. Also beams, because that's the main reason why I wanted it, was for beams. So there we go. Oh yeah, by the way, the bamboo never regrew, so we know it's not going to be infinite bamboo. Oh yeah. By the way, our olive trees did die. So apparently temperature can just kill your trees. You guys warned me. I'd like to apologize and say my bad. I kind of assumed that they would die in this stage and not fully grow and then die. So yeah, these should have gone in a greenhouse. And now I know. But there we go. 2 more seeds. A bunch of logs that we can mess with. So let's go home and see what we can do with it. By the way, look. Everything's melting. We're so close to spring again. I'd say give it about a week and all the snow's gonna be gone, which is something else that we're waiting for. Oh, look, all the snow's gone up here already. Yeah, see, I was waiting for all the snow to be gone. Then we're gonna remove 1 layer from this. Make sure it's all grass. I'm probably also gonna fill this in, or at least the top layer, so it's all flat up here. But I'll leave stuff like this alone. Plus, I think this is exactly where our canal's gonna go. So it's gonna start right there and go this way. Which, hey, it looks like it's already somewhat dug out for me. Got a nice underground cave here. We'll check that out in a bit. I think the next thing that we're gonna do as soon as we get this wall up is we're gonna dig out this canal and finally get a sailboat. So hopefully we can do that soon. But anyway, let's go get a saw. Okay, let's get a plank. I want to see what they would look like. So there we go. 1 plank. Huh. I'm not sure if I like that or not. Yeah, let's get a couple more. I just want to see how it would look as a pattern. Actually, that doesn't look half bad. That even might fit the storage room, to be honest. We might end up doing that one day, but I'm not entirely sure. That's cool to know. Now let's debark some. That looks pretty cool, I guess. But I really want to see the beams, because this is what I was thinking about using instead of the pine beams that we have going on. Let's see. How does it look? Actually, not half bad. However, that being said, I do have that mod for stained beams, and we can actually get some black ones or just darker beams in general, which I think looks better than this. So it was cool to get this. I just don't know how often we're going to use it, and I can't get rid of the beam. Beams, I swear, they're my worst enemy. Hold on. This one? There we go. I don't know why they hate me so much. Okay, so I'd say the next thing that we gotta go do is we need to go get some granite for the walls. The stuff in the back is aged granite. Then we have just regular ashlar in the front. So it's gonna require a lot of granite. And I think the wall is gonna be pretty massive. And if I'm not mistaken, the wall might require more materials than this. Actually, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna. So we're gonna have to do some insane quarrying in a minute. However, I need to go feed our chickens and stuff. I need to make sure that they continue to breed. That way we can make some more dumplings. Yeah, you guys needed food. Let's see, is there any generation 6s? I think they're all 5s. Yep, got some eggs coming. Okay, so 6s will be on the way. Eventually, they should stop running from me. I can't tell, but I feel like I can get closer to them before they start running. That could just be me being optimistic, but I think we're getting better. And eventually, they'll stop running altogether. Why is there a chicken? Chicken? What are you doing? It says it's catchable. So it's definitely one of my chickens, but he's like a Gen 1 or a Gen 0. Wait. You're a hen. Please tell me I have more hens. Okay, I do. How is there a Gen 0 hen out here? How long have you been here? Where have you been hiding? Who knows? Anyway, let's go feed these guys as well. Got some for the pigs. But you're a Gen 3. You're a Gen 2. So we need to kill that one. Is it this one? Yep. How about you? You're a Gen 3. Generation 2. So let's get rid of that one. Then this one. Okay. So we moved up a tier. Might as well grab the food. There we go. Get the other trough full. I need you guys to make more piglets, please. How about you? Generation 2? 2? I would assume 2. Well, let's feed you guys. Yep, 2. There we go. And they should be set for a little while. Okay, not dead. Not dead. Okay, good. Alright, let's go downstairs. Through the teleporter. And we gotta make it to the quarry, which is a decent bit that way. Past the mountain and a little bit further. So we're here, and I'm gonna spend the next couple days trying to get an insane amount. I might even do a couple trips, to be honest. I'm looking to get all the required materials in one go, and give the trees a little bit of time to grow. Who knows how long that's gonna take. But anyways, let's get to work. And here we are. I just did so much quarrying. We just quarried out this entire room, and hopefully that'll be enough. I have an entire inventory full of these. That'll be a ton of ashlar. I'm super skeptical if that's going to be enough, but we'll try it for now. It has been multiple days, by the way, so our trees should have made some progress. Ooh, a little trader camp. Well, anyways, I'm going to head back home, so see you there. Let's go through the teleporter, and we're back. Oh yeah, look at the map. Most of the snow is gone, and you can see it's disappearing over here too. That being said, I'm still freezing to death, but that'll go away momentarily. How's it looking? Oh yeah. Look, the ice is going away. That's gonna make this so much easier. Okay, the trees have not grown, but how close are they? I gotta assume that it's a couple days out, maybe? Okay, 12 days. So we still got some time. Well, this will take a couple days to do, and I can go do that in our workshop up there. But there's some other stuff that we can do as well. How's the berries doing? Okay, not even close. You guys did say that apparently I can glaze bread or muffins and stuff with syrup from these. And I can also do it with honey apparently. So that would be cool to try out. Also, apparently the dumplings can be used in soup. Let's see. It just says baked in oven. However, maybe I gotta use raw dumplings. Yeah, I don't see anything about it. But I would love to figure that one out. I might have to look it up. If there's a better way to eat those, then I would like to find out. So anyway, I'm gonna get to chiseling all these. It's gonna take me quite a while. Hopefully not too long, but also I need those trees to be done, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, this is gonna take some time. So I'll just cut back when these are done. So see you guys in a minute. And welcome back. You'll notice that this place is clear again, and it is snowing. However, it's died down a tiny bit. I was a bit worried that it was all gonna come back. However, we seem to be fine. By the way, look at this road. I know for the very least, the dark road looks really good on the map. Either way, we have a ton of ashlar. Look at this. So much. All of this is full. We got this chest as well, and we got a decent bit of stone as well. Which, to be honest, I completely forgot that it was just regular cobblestone on the back. That block right there where my crosshair is. So I'm glad I remembered before I turned it all into ashlar. That could have been bad. Either way, I think with this, I'm still probably going to have to do another trip. We'll see about that though. Some time has definitely gone by. I know it's been at least 2 days. However, it could have been more, but we're gonna go check on the trees. I know that they're not gonna be done, but I need a time estimate. I still have some stuff that I need to do real quick before we can even get the ashlar blocks. The main thing being mortar. We're gonna need so much mortar. Luckily, from all this terraforming, we got so much flint. And before I did that, I used to think that the flint blocks that we would find was kind of useless. And now I realize how good it is. So yeah, if we ever see flint blocks, I'm going right for them. 11 days. Oh, you know, they might not be growing because it's cold out. Yeah, see, this one's like 16 days. 14 for that. Some of these haven't even sprouted. Actually, a lot of them haven't. And there's a lot of snow on this. Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait even longer than I anticipated. But hey, that's fine. So what I figured we could do while we're waiting is one, that we gotta make some mortar. That is pretty obvious. But I figured we could hop into some of these caves. We unearthed a lot of them. There's like 4 over there. And there's definitely a couple out here. Yeah, see, here's one. Then I do believe this is one. There's a big one right here, which I have gone into, and I see that there's flint. Yeah, I've fallen into this a couple times. I think this is the little staircase I dug out to get out. So it'd be cool to come back here and finally explore it. I think I chased an animal down there at one point, didn't I? Man, that was a long time ago. You're not borax, are you? Okay, it's quartz. Oh, you know, while I'm out here, I want to get on top of our iron mountain. Because I remember way back when our base only had a windmill and we could see our base from here. It just looks so cool. But I haven't done that since I upgraded the base. So let's get up. Ooh, there's a moose. Well, this wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I can kind of make out some buildings ever so slightly. I can see the big building. Oh, another moose. Or is that the same moose? I feel like the other one was dark. Hold on, we're just going to go around real quick. Maybe that was the moose that we saw. Alright, well, I'm going to leave it be. Even though it's chasing me. Oh, I'm trying to do my best to leave some of the animals be. I pretty much got rid of all the animals around this area. And now they're finally starting to come back a tiny bit. And we're repopulating with my own farm. I think the plan is to make a secondary farm out here. Maybe I'll do it here or something. Just get like 50 of each animal and then let them free into the woods. And maybe then we'll bring some life to this world. But okay, we're back. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get a bunch of mortar. Oh yeah, I don't even need the flint for this. It's literally lime. Water, glass, chicken, egg. What is that used for? I have no idea. Anyway, slaked lime should be super simple. We're just going to need a bunch of sand. Which I have a good feeling that we have a decent amount already. Okay, so after some looking, we barely had any at all. However, we do have the rubble storage as well. So we're just going to get it filled up and we can get this all turned into sand. So I'm going to do this for a little bit. We're going to make an insane amount because we need a ton of slaked lime. I'm basically going to make it in bulk. That way I don't have to worry about it for a while. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Oh. There goes my hammer. However, we did get an insane amount of sand, and that should last us a long time. Now I just need to go get my lime, which we should still have plenty over there. Luckily, I haven't been using a ton of plaster lately, so we should still have a bunch left over. No need for a limestone time lapse this video. Maybe next one though. We'll see. Oh yeah, still got plenty. Not an insane amount, but that'll do. So I think that's all we needed. Lime and sand. That should be everything. Oh yeah, we need to get this all cooked up. We can remove the cauldron. Can that go on here? It can. Man, that thing is massive. We'll get a full stack on each of these. And filled up with firewood. There we go. Torch. And light. There we go. So I do have a bunch more. So we're just going to throw down some temporary fire pits. And we'll get that going as well. Because this stuff takes forever to make. And we need a whole lot. So let's get those lit as well. There we go. Yeah, that'll be a ton. Yeah, that'll be a ton as soon as that's done. For now, I'll just leave the sand over here. Oh no, the firewood's not going to be able to do it. Okay, let me go get some coal real quick. Okay, hopefully this will be enough. I kind of doubt it will. But it's as much as I'm willing to spare right now. We're going to need some more charcoal. That's fine. We're getting more wood anyway. And I actually do have plenty of pine. So I could always make charcoal with pine. But now it's going. And ideally we can just go to bed real quick. And it might be done in the morning. Or at least enough anyway. Not that I'm in a big rush anyway. We're waiting on the wood. And we're up. That did not speed that up whatsoever. Some things do get sped up from going to sleep. But a lot of it doesn't. And I always forget which is which. And unfortunately, that is one of them that doesn't. But we'll be fine without it. So I'm going to gear up real quick. And I'm going to make a ton of torches, stuff like that. That way we can head into the caves. We're not looking to light them up infinitely. I'm sure we'll do that at some other time. However, for now, we're just going to go with torches. Try to go quickly into the caves. And see if we can find anything cool. Like a teleporter that goes down south would be amazing for us. That would just be absolutely perfect. Okay, surely that'll do. 4 stacks should get us somewhere. Now I need to get them all lit. I wish I had a fireplace over here. We desperately need one. Unfortunately, because I did the stairways, it doesn't really leave us with a lot of room to work with here. Because it's not like I'm going to build a big fireplace in front of the window. So I'm probably going to make one in this corner, like right here. Then we're probably going to have to do some kitchen stuff like here in the middle. But not like a giant big fireplace. We could do fireplaces here in the middle. Make like little decorated ovens, stuff like that. It doesn't need to look medieval or anything. Could be just a nice kitchen. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. That way we can properly use the space. However, for now, we're just going to throw one here and here. Get those turned into fire pits. Then we can just throw some torches into them to get them lit up super quickly. And that makes lighting mass torches so much easier than having to do it by hand. So thank you so much to whoever told me this. But anyway, I'm going to get all these lit up and I'll see you guys in a minute and we'll go caving. And there we go. Got 4 whole stacks. I grabbed some healing stuff, and we should be ready to go. I figured the one that we would start with is the big one over here. We'll just poke our head in real quick and see what we can find. So let's head in. Should definitely pick up some of this flint while we're here. Oh, I should have brought ladders. Let's just try to not fall into anything. Hey, dude. I can't see him. I can't see him. This is an issue. Oh, there he is. You gotta die. Stop moving. Stop it. Okay. One shot him. Okay, we gotta make it so we can actually escape. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, yeah, yes, there is. Die. Okay. Well, that was easy. Wasn't expecting a dead end, but that's fine. There is graphite. What does graphite do? Have I gotten graphite before? Ah. What is this? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Maybe it's one of the blocks that has no use. Well, I grabbed a couple and we'll mark it. If it turns out that we need it, then we can always come back. I will be grabbing the flint though. However, let's look around here. This goes back up to the surface. More flint. This is the part that always scared me. Come on, surely there's something other than water. Don't get the torches put out. Anybody? Nothing. Anything over here? No, dead end. Wow, that was a bit of a lame cave. Wait. Just a second, it goes up. So back up here, okay. There was one gear out of this though. I think I got copper here at one point too. But who knows? Either way, I'm gonna grab a bunch of flint. There was one piece here. Where was the big chunk of it? Was it over here? No. Oh, okay, right here. Yeah, we're gonna need some fire clay soon anyway. So this will be good to have. Good to grab it while we don't need it immediately instead of having to go and find it when we do need it. Okay, there we go. I wonder how much did that get me? Did I grab it all? So that was 60 right there. That's the equivalent of me having to run around for quite a while. I think there was more over here. Yep, right there. Just a couple. Keeps going this way. Okay, it stopped. We got 7 from that alone. I'm never sleeping on the regular flint chunks again. Another small cave here. It was right next to the last one. And it was a dead end. Got some quartz. 1 flint. I'll take it. However, I don't want to keep going this way. I want to stick around our base. Maybe we can find something cool around our base, you know? So let's find the next cave. I think there was one like right here. Wasn't there a hole right here? Okay, right there. Okay, real quick, we're just gonna go get some ladders. Already have plenty made, but I don't want to get stuck down there. Oh yeah, and we'll break apart the graphite. Like, that's gotta be lead, right? Yeah, that would make sense. Aren't pencils graphite or something? So let's break it open. Oh. Oh, it doesn't need to be crushed. Okay, small detour. I have a crusher. I'm willing to do it. I really want to hook up a crusher to upstairs. See how fast we could get one? I bet you could get it to be insanely quick. Oh yeah, I disconnected it. Well, I should still be able to get it going, I would think. We just gotta borrow some parts. So I think right there and right there. Yep, there it goes. And man, it's so quick already. All right, let's throw the graphite in. It is breaking apart. It got sucked up too quickly. It just got turned into regular graphite. Okay, well, I assume that's one of the items that doesn't have any uses yet. Like, I think there's titanium in the game. Isn't there uranium or something? I do believe so. Well, hey, maybe we can use that in the future. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't pick it all up and spend all that time doing that. See, being lazy can be good sometimes, you know? But okay, I got some ladders and we're ready to go back in. Okay, I think this is where I was trying to go down. Wait, is there just a better... Oh, I could have just went down this way. Well, having the ladders is still good. Oh, okay. There's a guy. Come on. Show yourself. I can't see him. It's too dark. 2 of them. Die. Got one. I hit the stalactite. I hit the dead one. Okay, he's dead. Might as well loot these guys. I feel like we're gonna need Jonas parts very soon. I think there's like night vision. Isn't there like an exoskeleton suit? Hold on, I need to figure this out. Yeah, see, night vision. However, that mask would be so cool. And I bet you have a couple pieces of this already. Yeah, base return teleporter. That's only a single use. So I find that extremely pointless unless you're gonna go a crazy amount away. The resonator would be sick. We can have a little music box. A rickety translocator. Don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't see the rest of the armor. It might just be the mask. Which, as cool as that would be, I don't think we would ever actually use that. It's kind of ugly to look at. Everything goes super green. And I would not make you guys sit there and watch that. However, it would be cool to have. Here's another one. Oh, that goes deep. Let's go down. Can a ladder get rid of that? Cannot. Of course not. Let's go grab some dirt. There we go. Let's get rid of that. It's still going. Okay, my second plan. More dirt. We'll get rid of that dirt. We'll get rid of that. Place dirt there. And it's still going. What is with this water? Okay, surely it thinks that that is a source block. Oh, is that a source block? Okay, we solved the water puzzle of this dungeon. Wow, this goes really, really deep. I can kind of see down there. Look at that. Some light. I would assume that's lava. Ooh, I see saltpeter. That's a good find. Not a lot of it. Ooh. Okay, this is promising. Some bones, some black coal. A crate. Oh, it has vintage beef. That's something I want to just collect, to be honest. It doesn't spoil, and it also gives health. But I don't think I'd ever just eat it. But I would like to collect it. Just like the vessel. You can never have too many vessels. But unfortunately, that was it. And we must continue down. Oh, I see guys down there. Yep, my sanity is going down. Ooh. Tons of saltpeter. I hear stuff like above me. Gotta get a ladder. Yeah, there's a shiver. Oh. Stuff. They're trying to throw rocks at me. I love stuff. Let's get you. He hit me. You all saw it. It was self-defense. Who else is hitting me? I can't even see him. Oh, I see you. It's dead. No, it's not. Okay, now it's dead. Okay. Jeez. That's a teleporter. I have no way out of here. No way out, no way out, no way out. Oh, no, no. What are those? It's the saw blade things. Let me get on. Aha, what are you gonna do now? Except for the million bow torns. Oh, you got up here? Okay, I'm a bit hurt. But there is in fact a teleporter down there. Okay, we need to go back down. Get some of you. Also, I don't have a lot of arrows. So I do got to be a little bit cautious. Let's get that thing out of here. Oh, you're not dead. He's still not dead. I can like 3-hit bears. Ooh, loot. Okay, there's a bow torn up here. Yep, there you are. Ooh, what is that? Let's get you got. Why is there so many of you? Die. Come on. Why is there so many of you? You dead? Okay. Zinc. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I need it. Let's get these guys real quick. Perhaps a gear? No. Was not lucky. I forgot what I even need to fix that up. Oh. Hey, guy. Why are you in the roof? Get out of here. There we go. Give me my arrows back. I'll be taking those. Light that up. We'll loot you. I hear another bow torn. Yep. Where are you? He's in the darkness. Hold on. Let's go light it up. Another saw blade. Don't those things have spawners or something? Or is that just locusts? Come on. Come on, hit him, please. I swear some of my arrows are going through him. I'm not crazy. I'm bad, but not that bad. But also probably I'm that bad. Let's get you out of here. Come on. Come on. There's even more saltpeter. Okay, I might be that bad. Jeez. Why? Look how many arrows I used. It's absurd. Okay, lots more of this though. And I believe that to be zinc. Yep. So if I need zinc, I can always come down here. That goes down. Oh my. Did you see how many things were down there? Hold on. Q. Let's get that shiver out of here. Come on. Okay, yeah, some of my arrows are definitely going through them. I was very unsure until then, but I saw it go through them. Wow, there's so many of you. Die. Die. Oh no. Oh no. Go, please. Defend. How dare you? Jeez, this is ridiculous. Okay, I should just get my arrows and then not go down there. Come on, come on, come on. Just get what I can get. But I do want to go down there. Surely they're guarding something super good, you know? Plus all that loot. Oh, shiver. Come on. It's hard to hit you through all these bodies. This is stupid. Are you dead? Oh, wait, there's stuff here. What is this? 2 gears. A bed? That's one that I can use. That's like the best bed in the game, I think. A children's toy, some clothes and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty cool. There was another one right here as well. Let's break this. Husbandry book. Another door. And nothing good. Hey, that bed was super cool. And I might as well just loot the giant army of corpses over here. Then we're gonna go and find out what I need to fix up that teleporter. I want to do that before the torches go out. Then we're gonna go through and see what we can find. I think I just need glue, some metal parts and stuff, and a gear, which is super cheap for me right now. Oh yeah, there's a chest here. And there, a cylinder. There's another one there, another painting. Let's see, missing a couple of gears. I think it just wants my regular gears. Okay, maybe not. Okay, right here. Can be repaired with glue. Then I think it wants the metal parts and the gear. The temporal gear. So let's head back up. I'm gonna grab the items to repair that. Then we're just gonna head on through. Hopefully it takes us south. That would be best case scenario. Also, one that goes to the archives would be super cool. That way we can go retake on Eidolon. I think he gives us Jonas pieces. So killing him every time he respawns might be the best idea. Wow, this went really deep. Okay, we're back. Let me go get the parts and I'll meet you guys back down there. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. I have some glue, I got some metal scraps, some metal parts, a temporal gear. That is everything that I thought that I might take. So let's go back down into the cave before all the torches go back out. Hopefully nothing else spawned down here. Okay, so glue. Wait, that's a drill. Did I not fix it? Wait, hold on. Gear? No. Parts? I am so confused. I did this before too. I think I can just pick this up though. I think I repaired a drill. Hold on. Surely this is not a part of it. I broke something. See, it says it seems to be missing a couple of gears. I think I've seen such gears before. Wait, I did get a ruined drill. I think there was just something under this block. Temporal gear. Go. I choose you. Metal scraps. Okay, well, let's just try everything that I have. Metal scraps, metal parts. Oh, wait, that did work. Okay, gear. I think it works. Does it need more? Parts, scraps. I don't know. I have a feeling it needs another gear. Okay, hold on. I'll be back with another gear. Okay, back down once more. This is the one. I can sense it. I got my gear ready. Place. It took it. Still not working. I did get another one. All right, it seems like it's going to work. Is it missing another gear? Is it gonna take... Wait. I think it's linking up. There we go. 1322, 73, minus 7,320. Well, I might as well go. And... we're in a cave. Why is it always in caves? Anything cool? Is there a way out, perhaps? Ooh, just keep going up. Okay. Not ideal. I have 16 ladders. Not good. Well, I suppose I'm going to try to dig up here and see if I can make it to the surface. Hopefully, we're not in a mountain right now. Oh yeah, real quick, let's just check the map. So my base is all the way down here. Wait, I am towards the archives. Wait, no, that's under me. I don't know if it's actually quicker to walk down or just walk up. Got a whole bunch of slate here. That's pretty cool. There is some ruins. There's actually quite a bit of ruins around me. There's a big one right there. Okay, so let's try to get to the surface. I think I'm gonna have to come back here with more ladders though. Unless 2 more can get me to the surface. Which it cannot. Yep, 1, 2. Let's break this. Okay, I'll be right back. Just gotta go grab some ladders and then we're going back up. Okay, so we're back. I did grab a couple of lanterns, by the way. So this will be permanently lit. And the other side. I also added a door here. That way I feel safe. Where'd you come from? There we go. We'll light up a tiny bit around here. Ooh. Oh, that isn't terrifying at all. A chest with some stuff. Ooh, some more stuff. Interesting. Ooh, what is this? Lumber rights. I think that's to make aged wood. Unfortunately, I can't press H on it, but I can look it up. Yeah, I can in fact make aged wood. And some of this fancy stuff. Wait, can I make fancy stuff? Okay, no. I do not believe I can just make that. I could grab a ton of skulls. Oh, maybe I do that later and I'll place them in Cody's house. That way he has friends. It's perfect. You guys seem to be coming from this place. Oh, and of course, what's in there? I must know. I'm breaking in. Another one of these beds. See a torch holder. I see painting. This place is neat. Not much else. Cool rug. Another bed, I'll take it. This is actually a cool table. I'll take that painting. Oh. Hey, get out of here. Oh. How dare you? Okay, I think we're done with up here. We also got over here. Oh, I see something above me, but shiver. Oh, weird lag. Let's get him out of here. I want to check out what that is. There's also so much saltpeter. Get this lit up. Dead end. Oh, this goes up. Wait, another teleporter? Okay, can I use this on it? I can. So we're going to need about 3 temporal gears, which I should have. So we can come back and do that. Eliminate. My inventory's getting so full. We didn't even get to the surface yet. Okay, hold on. We're going to place a lantern in here. I'll also place one right here. We'll get a permanent light source way back to here, because these torches will not last long. And we're going to go in there in a bit. However, real quick, we're just going to go to the surface and have a quick look around. I doubt I'm going to see anything I really care about, but it'd be cool to see nonetheless. And I think there is some expanded ruin stuff here. Wow, I was so close. And it is nighttime, so I can't really see. I see that. That doesn't look like a trader, does it? Let's look at the map. What am I looking at? Yeah, I think I'm looking at this right here, which seems like a big building and a couple small ones. The thing I'm really interested in is that. Also, look at that. The one that I care about should be this way. Trader, it's all andesite over here. Okay, well, we'll come back to here. When we need to find more ruins, we'll come back. Now we just gotta find my way down. Okay, here it is. Yeah, plus my inventory is so full right now. No point in trying to go out and find loot when my inventory is already full. However, that being said, I'm gonna come back with the stuff to repair that. It should just be 3 temporal gears right now, which is gonna be easy. Okay, 3 gears, please. You know what? I'll grab the 4th one. I can put that back and that and that. So I might as well keep that. And hopefully that's all I need. So back we go. All right, through this teleporter. Then let's put some gears in this one. Now it's linking up to another one. I'm very curious to where this will take me. Ooh. It's got like a nice room this time. Okay, first of all, lantern. Get this lit up so I'm safe. It's a dead end. I actually like this spawn a lot better. Anything of use? We did get another cylinder, another painting, gears, copper, and I think that was it. So where are we? Ooh, look at this. Okay, we're under something big. There's also something big over here. We're not even that far away from the boss. Oh, wait. This is around where I first got my marble. I remember I had to go up through this right here, because these are broken chunks of the game. Then I went to the right where there's like mountains over here. It might even be like right here, because it seems to stop right here. Hey, this one was cool. So let's go up to the surface. I want to see what we're under because there's something big. However, I feel like this has to be a loaded chunk, but also maybe not because look at this. Oh yeah, my marble is right there. So I haven't gone this far. This will be brand new. This teleporter is actually kind of nuts and I love it. And this granite, that's also amazing. If I can light up the path and make it all safe to get to this teleporter, this would be a perfect place to go and quarry. I also do know of a mod that lets you relocate all the teleporters. And honestly, that's something I might be willing to do. I think it would be cool to make like a little teleporter base house or something. Maybe in the basement, maybe somewhere in the village. And make it easy to get to these places. So that's definitely on my mind and something we might do. However, I'm not all that worried about it right now. But we have options. We also got some bauxite here, some sandstone and stuff. Oh, there's the dirt. I think we're at the surface. Here it is. Ooh. Oh, that's not good at all. Look at that tower. I need to take notes. Perhaps I can use that for inspiration for the wall. Actually, that is kind of what I was thinking. Just not these materials. Cracked vessels. Oh, seeds. Anything good? Soybeans. This is cool. Look at that. I need to do that around my base. And of course, it's redwood. Can I pick that up? I can. Oh, the cabin is so cool. I'll be taking that. I'll be taking the painting. Ooh, these racks is so cool. Oh yeah, that's just a regular barrel. Look at that. I wonder if there's a decorative barrel I can do. Hold on, now I gotta look it up. Decorative barrel right there. It would be so cool to get a bunch of decorative barrels like this. But let's go up. A tool vessel, an ore vessel, 2 of my least favorite vessels, chest, boots, fat, lore book, a cat mask, torch holder. Let's continue up. Oh crap, those are locust nests. Can I break them before they spawn? Why aren't they spawning? I feel like this was meant to be a dangerous place. Also, look to my right. There's something massive. You see that? Yeah, we need to check that out. Locust nest cage. Interesting. My inventory's so full. I was dropping coal. Ooh, that's a blueprint for palisades. Yeah, let's pick that up. That one is cool. That means I can build these out here on the outside. There's also a bunch of loot out there. Yeah, I need to come back and fix you. You could be Cody's friend. More wooden beds. I don't think they stack. If I need more, I can always get more. Well, this place was insanely cool. Got some vessels, forge one. That's a cool well. Why do I feel like there's something under it? I'm not gonna destroy it, but I just have a feeling that there's like secrets in there. Oh, a chest, bunch of bricks, the shingles, the wallpaper's very cool. I shall be taking that. I think that's everything. There's more stuff behind me. This is actually an insanely cool place. Like, that'd be a cool base location. Nice big flat field. So where's the ladder? Oh, here it is. All right, let's go back down. So yeah, this place was insanely cool. There's also stuff right next to me. There's this, which I think is the big structure I kept seeing. There seems to be a bunch more stuff around us. Plus, not to mention, that was a great portal. Makes it so we get to skip this stuff right here. I assume there's more broken chunks like down here. So now we get to just bypass it by teleporter, which is infinitely more convenient. So yeah, we're going to come back to here eventually. It might even be today. However, I think we might be done with the teleporters today. I'm pretty happy we went caving. Also, the teleporter seems like it's broken. It's making a really loud noise. Are you going to work this time? Oh, it's actually making a correct noise. No, it's broken. Am I stuck here? Okay, I'm gonna relog and see if it fixes it. If not, we gotta go on a long journey back home. Alright, I relogged. Let's try it again. Come on, you can do it. Yay! I was worried I was gonna be stuck there. So anyway, let's go back home so I can go and ditch all my loot. Okay, so I got rid of all my stuff. And what I figured we would go do, because all the snow is gone, and the trees need a lot of time still. So I'm gonna rip up the top layer of the surface and just replace it with dirt. I gotta do it from all the way over here, around the building, to right over here. It also might be worth it for me to fly out some of that stuff back there. And of course, fill in some of the stuff over here as well. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll do a short little time lapse of it. I expect it to take a while anyway. So hopefully by the time that we're done that, our trees should be done. Or at least that's what I hope. So anyway, I'm gonna get to digging and I'll see you guys in a bit. And welcome back. So the wall is partly up, and you can even see it behind me. I got that big stretch done as well. I only showed you guys that in the back, as I'm not trying to give you guys time-lapse fatigue. But yeah, you can just assume what I did over there to there. This one was bigger, and unfortunately, I didn't even touch back here, as we did not have enough resources. By the way, as you guys saw, I did cut this down, and yeah, it's too big. Hold on, it's easy to see in the back. Right there. That block is the max height, so I gotta trim some off the top. But yeah, it still gave me an insane amount of wood, and I think what we're gonna do next time is try to mirror it to this side and see if that works. I'm wondering if it's a quantity thing or if it's just like a height thing. However, this seems shorter than the one that I did last time, so I'm thinking it's a quantity thing. But hey, even if it is, that means we can make this thing super short and it won't tower over my base. We shall see. Anyway, the wall is looking pretty cool, and it already looks so different here. I feel like it needs some changes. If you look at it from back here, or even if I go further away, it all starts to blend in together. See, like right here, you can barely tell that there's any detail, and it just looks like a flat wall. So what I'm thinking is I can replace the aged ashlar block in the back, and maybe we change that out for slate. It'd be a lot easier to see the detail. That wall looks super cool up close, but I'm not so sure how it looks far away, to be honest. And that's something to think about. Also, another idea I had for the wall is, what if we take this part right here, the beam that goes up, we curve it back up again, so it goes up like another 5 or 10 blocks above the wall. Then we add a roof on top of it, and we could have that going all the way down. I think that could look super cool. Not to mention, I do want to double thick the wall. I mentioned it before, but I want to be able to walk inside of this and also on top. We're going to make some towers on this as well. That'll be our way up to there, and it'll also make it not look so flat. The tower should be pretty big. I'm thinking each tower is going to be like 2 of these segments wide, and it'll even come out a couple blocks. So I think that will break this up a ton. We'll have to add a bunch to this wall and all the other walls. And of course we need gates, because right now I cannot leave this area. If I wanted to go that way, we'd have to go around, so that needs fixing. By the way, this is covered up. This is where the canal is going to be. However, it's only 1 block thick, or 2 in this case, so we can still come down here, so it's not like it's going to be a pain to dig up. But for now, I figured we would just cover it up. And dude, this is insane. We have such a big flat area, and we need our own separate wall just for this area as well. And I was messing around with that already. As you can see, we have the palisades, which we just got the blueprint for. They're pretty cool, and I was thinking about doing this. They are pretty cheap. And also, you can see it's just 1 block segments. And they just require beams. However, I have one concern with them. And as we go back, they have that shimmering effect, and it looks pretty weird, and it's not even doing as bad as it was before. When the sun is over there and is shining onto it, it just looks awful. But this is an option. It's also cheap. I'm a big fan of that. Doesn't require any chiseling. Very easy to place. So it just requires these palisades in the blueprint. And the palisades only take beams in the blueprint, which also there's these stake ones, which could look insanely cool as well. But yeah, the idea is I want to have some sort of wall that starts here, or maybe even like right here, and it's gonna come out a bunch, go all the way around, then meet up like right over here. I was also thinking of getting rid of these 2 houses. That way it could come out a bit and then meet up with like right here-ish. However, like right here-ish, and then go back in. And that'll be a big safe courtyard for us. However, everything's gonna be safe. But yeah, I got tons of plans, and I'm gonna have to work it all out. I think the wall in this place being flat is so incredibly cool. And you guys voiced some concerns about everything being too flat. However, I think it's gonna work itself out, because we're gonna have a lot of buildings and stuff here. And even though the wall looks a little bit weird right now, because that's all that we can see back there, when we have a bunch of buildings like this, it's not going to be that big of a deal, and we're barely going to see it. Plus, as we build, I will be doing some terraforming and adding our own little fake hills, stuff like that, like this one right here. I didn't remove that because I thought it would be super cool to add something on top. This will definitely be a windmill building, and I think that would be super cool because we'll see it above all these. And my favorite part is, look at this. That is such a flat area. I did go and remove a top layer of dirt, as you can see, all across this field, and now we have so much room to work with. Some of it will definitely be village for sure. However, a bunch of it's also going to be for us. That way we can add some more farms, some more bee farms, the greenhouses, stuff that we need. But yeah, I'm sure some of it will be village. Also, not to mention that over there, that's also going to have some village buildings. And of course, there's gonna be like a giant waterway right here, and it's gonna have a giant wall that goes up even further. That way we can ride under it with our boat. And I was thinking we could have some sort of like barracks here, a really big building meant for like armoring up and stuff. Maybe we keep a ton of extra gear there. That way if we die, I can go and grab quick sets of gear and try to retrieve our stuff. And of course the dock, I'm gonna keep mentioning that. It still would be very cool to have that giant guard tower right here. Not one that's connected to the wall, but like a super tall one, as tall as the base, maybe even taller, which by the way, that is max height limit. It's not even that much higher than the base. But anyway, that's the start of the wall. I'm pretty happy with it, and I think over time when we start adding the rest of the stuff, it'll start to look really good. But obviously it's brand new and still needs a ton of work, so it looks a little bit jank. But give it time. So anyways, guys, we're going to be calling it here. I think between this video and the next one, I'm going to go and do a ton of quarrying. It is very clear to me that we're at least going to need like 5 times the amount that I got last time. So that's about 5 whole inventories of quarrying. So I'm probably just going to throw on a movie and do some quarrying. Then hopefully next video, we can finally get that wall up. And maybe we'll start working on the gates and the towers, stuff like that as well. Which I know that's going to be a very big project. And as soon as we get that done, we can finally start to work on the canal and the village. I keep putting that off, but we need to work on the village. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.